Chapter 13:16. The cultivation method that the North King had imparted was called the golden body technique. This was a true golden body, not golden bones. These two were still different. The golden body technique mainly cultivates the strength of the flesh, not the strength of the bones, so this is only an auxiliary cultivation method. There are countless cultivation methods in the three realms. Some improve the whole body, some specialize in a certain area, spiritual consciousness, vitality, bones. These forging methods are the most common and the most precious in the three realms. Of course, this refers to those high-level cultivation methods. However, there are very few cultivation methods that specialize in the flesh. Martial artists cultivate in many ways. They have to cultivate all kinds of abilities, and they also have to cultivate the flesh. It doesn't help much, but the price they have to pay is not small, so there are not many people who are really willing to cultivate. The North King was speaking with some regret. Yes, he did not create many difficulties and obstacles to cultivate the golden body technique, but there were not many people who really wanted to learn it. If they had this time, they would cultivate their bones, spiritual consciousness, vitality. Unless these aspects had reached the extreme, these people would only consider the flesh. The cost-effectiveness problem. The North King sighed. Vitality can change qualitatively. Spiritual consciousness can change qualitatively. Bones can change qualitatively. However, there is no qualitative change when the flesh is cultivated to the extreme. If that's the case, why cultivate the flesh? Cultivating the flesh can indeed increase strength, such as the upper limit of the vitality capacity, but the price they have to pay is very high. As such, they would rather continue to hone their bones and reach the jade bone realm. Fong Ping nodded slightly. This was true. However, he thought about it and said, "The God creation envoy seems to have cultivated the flesh, but I feel that his flesh is not too strong, but he seems to be able to achieve complete control of his strength, which is the consolidation realm that the senior mentioned." God creation envoy? The North King thought about it and said, "He might not have done it. It was just an illusion. This person is also a genius. Unfortunately, he was unwilling to walk the path of origin in the past, so his realm did not improve quickly. But don't just look at his realm. This person has a lot of tricks up his sleeves." He did not have many memories, although he did not remember much about the God creation envoy. He knew that this person was a genius. Then, he began to teach Fong Ping the method of cultivating the flesh. Cultivating the flesh was similar to cultivating the bones. The main energy consumed was also life energy. For example, the spring of life, imperishable substance, and life energy could all be used to cultivate the fleshly body. Just like tempering one's bones, tempering one's physical body also needed to be tempered bit by bit. This included muscles, meridians, and even cells. His bones have 9 refinements, and with the addition of his jade bones, it will be 10 refinements. As for the physical body, it is actually a corresponding match, matching the strength of the bones. Your fleshly body is actually not weak. After reaching the Heavenly King realm, your fleshly body is not weak to begin with. According to the Golden Body Incantation, your physical body's strength has reached around the 8th level. The North Emperor pondered for a moment and said, the 8 tempering realms of different realms are actually different as well. For example, if you possess the battle prowess to break through to the 7th level, your golden body 8th refinement would be comparable to the golden body 9th refinement, which would be comparable to the jade body 10th refinement of a saint. Even further down, such as Emperor Realm and True God Realm, as long as you defended, they might not be able to break through your golden body. This was the difference. Of course, sages are very powerful. If you don't focus on defense, the opponent will have a chance to break through your golden body. Fong Ping nodded slightly. Indeed, the current him, even if he stood there and let the Emperor Realm attack him, as long as he defended with all his might, the other party might not be able to break through his flesh. This was a powerhouse. However, if a saint came, if he did not dodge and only defended, the saint would have a chance to break through his flesh. Therefore, if there were too many saints, Fong Ping might actually be killed. However, if there were too many emperors, they might not be able to kill Fong Ping. Therefore, if you want to be truly invincible, you need to forge a strong physical body. If you reach the 10th refinement of the golden body 7th realm, then even a golden body 7th martial artist will not be able to break through your golden body. unless you encounter a powerhouse who has broken through the golden body 8th realm. For powerhouses, if their bones are strong and their flesh collapses, this will also cause some energy loss and decline, including the decline of their control. The North Emperor continued to narrate. In the outside world, Feng watched for a while and frowned slightly. He looked at Moon Spirit and chuckled. Moon Spirit, the North Emperor, and Feng Ping seemed to be having a good conversation. Are they imparting Tao? He could not wait any longer. This Feng Ping fellow was indeed a monster. He did not know what he said to the North Emperor, but he did not revive the North Imperial concubine either. But now, the North Emperor seemed to be imparting something to Feng Ping. Moon Spirit could not be bothered with him. At this moment, she was also a little suspicious. How did Feng Ping do it? Even she did not know how to break through this stage. But what about Feng Ping? He did not break through, but he was having a good conversation with the North Emperor's projection. Even Moon Spirit was wondering who was the North Emperor's descendant. Feng Ping learned the golden body technique very quickly and tried to cultivate it. As expected, this time it was different from the other cultivation methods he cultivated before. This time, the energy he expended was integrated into his flesh. It was unlike the other cultivation methods where most of the energy was absorbed by his bones, and his flesh only absorbed some energy incidentally. His flesh was slightly stronger. Feng Ping sensed for a while. His flesh was a little stronger, and his vitality capacity seemed to have increased a little too. It was very little. Feng Ping glanced at the system casually. It had only increased by tens of cal. At his realm, tens of cal was insignificant. However, Feng Ping was still slightly moved. Previously, when his vitality increased, it was generally related to his vitality and bones. It did not really have much to do with his flesh. Now it seemed that his body was only at the 8th refinement. If he really advanced to the 10th refinement, perhaps he could increase his vitality by quite a lot. After a simple cultivation, just now, the strength of his flesh did not increase much. If he cultivated to the 9th refinement, perhaps he could increase his vitality by 100,000? If it was the 10th refinement, could he increase it by 2 to 300,000? It did not seem much, but with the increase of hundreds of thousands of cal of vitality, with the increase of the origin, it could eventually reach 1,000,000. Of course, it would consume a lot. But Feng Ping did not care. He had some small live fish in his hands. As for the imperishable substance, Feng Ping did not dare to use it carelessly now, in case he used it too much and caused problems in the end. At this moment, the North Emperor suddenly said, "Your strength is not weak, and your overall strength is strong. In my opinion, if you don't use the origin, I'm afraid you might also be at the Heavenly King realm. However, you focus on the improvement of a single aspect, not the integration of the whole. I see that you have already learned Emperor Nan's Vitality Augmentation Technique, but the Vitality Augmentation Technique is after all a kind of integration of forces, not the coordination of the whole. If you continue like this, there might be some deviations in the end. Since you are here this time, you better go to the checkpoints where the God Emperor and East Emperor are at." Feng Ping looked doubtful. The North Emperor said in a low voice, "Outsiders think that the God Emperor is only good at spiritual consciousness, but that is not the case. The God Emperor's strength is also comprehensive strength. His strength is very coordinated, including combat techniques, cultivation techniques, flesh, bones, vitality. Emperor Nan's Vitality Augmentation Technique also has this effect, but Emperor Nan mainly integrates forces and transforms them into force, not considering other aspects, so there are still some flaws." Feng Ping nodded and said in understanding, "There are specializations in every field. I understand this too. Emperor Nan's Vitality Augmentation Technique mainly integrates forces. In that case, does that mean that East Emperor or the God Emperor have some cultivation techniques or secret techniques that can make my overall strength more coordinated?" "That's right. East Emperor and the God Emperor are also the two most ancient emperors. They became emperors earlier than us." The North Emperor continued, "They became emperors earlier, so they have enough time and energy to study things in this area. As for whether East Emperor or the God Emperor is more comprehensive, I can't judge. However, if the 9 emperors were to be judged according to strength, the God Emperor and East Emperor's strength should be in the top 3. Feng Ping was slightly stunned. The God Emperor was easy to judge, but was East Emperor that powerful? Ranked in the top 3 among the 9 emperors? Fong Ping asked curiously. Senior, if the 9 emperors and 4 emperors are ranked comprehensively, who do you think is the strongest and who is the weakest? The North Emperor smiled faintly and said, this depends on many factors. If it's purely based on explosive power, the Batian Emperor should be ranked first. If he goes all out, even the God Emperor will be at a disadvantage for a while. However, how long can this kind of explosive power last? If the battle goes on, he will definitely be defeated and will not be a match for the God Emperor. However, if he can defeat the God Emperor in a short time, then he will win, and there is no need to continue fighting. At this point, the North Emperor continued. In terms of overall strength, the God Emperor Do and East Emperor should be in the top 3, followed by the Earthly Emperor, the Emperor, and me. This old man was quite confident, thinking that he could enter the second batch. Fong Ping did not comment, but he was a little surprised. The Earthly Emperor and the Emperor were quite strong. Then there is Zhan, Mie, Ba, Emperor Nan, Beast Emperor, and Emperor Shi. Fong Ping listened for a while and said in a daze, the Spirit Empress is so weak. All 12 had appeared, but the Spirit Empress was not mentioned. Didn't that mean that the Spirit Empress was the weakest? How pitiful! Of the 13 powerhouses, the North Emperor mentioned 12, but he did not mention her. This was too pitiful. The Spirit Empress. The North Emperor thought for a while and said with a smile, at that realm, the gap is actually not big. The Spirit Empress is not too concerned about fighting. The reason why she was not mentioned is that she is the only Empress. Usually we will have some sparring, but the Spirit Empress never participates, so it is not so easy to judge the strength of her strength. However, from some of her usual performances, she should be the weakest one. Fong Ping felt a little sympathy for the poor Spirit Empress. Also, the North Emperor was good at bragging. You are not even famous among the 9 emperors, but you actually rank yourself in the top 6. Have some shame. In any case, Fong Ping did not really believe what he said. The strength ranking of the others might have some credibility, but it was fine as long as the North Emperor ignored it. The North Emperor seemed to have noticed something. He smiled faintly and did not say much. It was up to him to believe it or not. At this time, Fong Ping suddenly said, the Emperor is so strong? Isn't he the Earthly Emperor's little brother? Little brother? The North Emperor was stunned for a moment, and then said faintly, we are all emperors. Why do you say so? Even the Spirit Empress did not say that she is anyone's subordinate. However, the Earthly Emperor is strong, and he likes to discuss. The Emperor often discussed with him, and their relationship is not bad, a little better than us. Fong Ping nodded and said amusedly, the Earthly Emperor likes to discuss? I didn't know that he is also a person who likes to teach. Not to that extent. The Earthly Emperor has high standards. Ordinary martial artists are not in his eyes, but those who are in his eyes are all geniuses. He is so strong, but he is still dead. It seems that the matter in the past is quite interesting. Fong Ping said with a smile. Among the 9 emperors and 4 emperors, it seems that the only one who is dead now is the Earthly Emperor. It is not strange. Although the North Emperor's projection did not experience those things, it was not strange at this moment. He said faintly, the Earthly Emperor is not very shrewd. His path of cultivation has been smooth, and his character is arrogant. Although the Batian Emperor is also arrogant, he is simple and honest, so he is not annoying. The Earthly Emperor is not only arrogant, but also cold and arrogant. He does not take anyone seriously, including the Emperor God and the others. If something really happens, it is not surprising that he is ambushed and killed. Among the 9 emperors and 4 emperors, he is only on good terms with the Emperor, but the Emperor is much more scheming than him. Fong Ping thought for a while and said with a smile, if that is the case, he is a little similar to Hong Kuen. Oh yes, aren't you his in-law? Are you not on good terms with him? The North Emperor said faintly, it is not good or bad. After saying that, the North Emperor's voice became a little gloomy. Did Hong Yu really let Linger down? Of course. Fong Ping sighed. I'm not lying to you. After the heavenly court collapsed, he secretly went into hiding, using the identity of the earthly emperor to create the earthly emperor god dynasty. And Moon Spirit was waiting for his return at Mount Wangwu in the Land Realm. He waited for 8,000 years, and he did not go to Wangwu even once. After his identity was exposed, Moon Spirit even asked him why he did not go to see her. And in the end, that fellow said that he was no longer Hong Yu. This fellow is a despicable person, a heartless man. Fong Ping sighed. He even colluded with the emperor and secretly became the inspector of the three realms. After that, he established the heavenly court. Oh yes, now he wants to take in concubines. He wants to take in the princess of a great palace after the earthly emperor god dynasty was destroyed as his concubine. Also, Jiu Xian seems to be preparing to be his queen anyway. It is very complicated. It is considered a marriage alliance, bribing various forces and subordinates so that they will be loyal to him. As Fong Ping said that, he added, "You can ask Moon Spirit about these things yourself. I am afraid she might not tell you. After all, a daughter does not want her father to worry. But senior, you can ask anyone you want to know if I am telling the truth." As Fong Ping said that, he smiled and pointed at Hua Qidao, who was outside. "This is the martial artist under Hong Yu. If senior does not believe me, you can ask him, and you will know if I am telling the truth." The North Emperor frowned slightly. The next moment, he pulled Hua Qidao over. Hua Qidao was a little confused. Soon, he realized where he was, and the look in his eyes changed slightly. Fong Ping smiled. "General Hua, we meet again." Hua Qidao said nothing. The North Emperor said lightly, "You are under Hong Yu?" Hua Qidao bowed slightly and said in a muffled voice, "Yes, Lord North Emperor. Hong Yu wants to take a concubine?" Fong Ping yawned. "Ji Yao, don't tell me you don't know." Hua Qidao gave him a deep look and said in a low voice, "It is just a rumor. It is not confirmed. Right now, there are two lords in Divine Land. One is Lord Li, and the other is Prince Hong Yu." Fong Ping smiled. Li Zhu would not do such a thing. Hua Qidao, don't put the blame on Li Zhu. You are considered Li Zhu's direct descendant, not Hong Yu's. Hua Qidao was silent. The North Emperor frowned and asked again, "Did someone under Hong Yu disrespect Moon Spirit?" "No, Tianji and Tianming." Fong Ping yawned. During the battle at the Imperial Battleground, these two were very arrogant. They did not take Moon Spirit seriously. Not only them, but the three saints under Hong Kuan joined forces to deal with Moon Spirit. Right, in order to build the heavenly court, Hong Yu chased Moon Spirit away and forced her to move Mount Wangwu to overseas. You can't deny these things. Moved overseas? The North Emperor's eyes flashed with anger. In their era, overseas was a barren land, a place for rogue cultivators. His own daughter, the legitimate daughter of an emperor, was actually forced to move overseas? Bastard, Hua Qidao said in a low voice. "Lord North Emperor, please calm down." Moving overseas was the decision of Moon Spirit Heavenly King himself, Fong Ping sneered. "Is that so? Then why did Hong Yu go to Mount Wangwu that day?" "He did not go for 8,000 years. After he went that day, Moon Spirit was forced to leave. Hong Yu did not say that he would bring Moon Spirit back to the heavenly court." Fong Ping said lazily, "Don't argue. It is meaningless. Actually, it is nothing. Senior North Emperor is only a projection. In terms of ability, he may not be as strong as Hong Yu. Hong Yu is not afraid of Senior. If the two of them join forces, not many people in the three realms can defeat them." Fong Ping chuckled. "Senior, you may not be able to do anything to them. In my opinion, the only thing you can do is to delay their progress after they enter this stage. Although it will not hurt them, it can still disgust them. These people are not good people. Senior, don't talk about resurrecting the North Imperial concubine anymore. In my opinion, if the two of them come after breaking through 8 stages, you should just let them fight. Whoever kills the other will break through. That is more appropriate." The North Emperor was stunned. This kid was ruthless. Let them fight it out. "Senior, don't let them leave. I think it is more appropriate." Fong Ping laughed. "Of course, be careful of them attacking you. These people are very ruthless. If you really make things difficult for them, They might even attack your projection directly. The North Emperor said coldly, "It is useless even if they defeat my projection. Unless the rules intervene, I am immortal and indestructible. If they do not fulfill the conditions, they can forget about breaking through even if they defeat me 1,000 times. Yes, they could forget about breaking through even if they killed him." This was not the same stage as the Beast Emperor. Killing fusing with the Beast Emperor could break through. Fong Ping's smile grew brighter. "Senior, you can try it. Just don't let him have it easy. He's worried about his own daughter. If it were me, I would just kill him." As he said that, he looked at Hua Qidao. Fong Ping chuckled. "Senior, don't do anything to this small fry. Why don't you just let him pass, lest he divulges the secret? When you meet Hong Yu, you can be more friendly and numb him." The North Emperor frowned again. He looked at Fong Ping. This kid did not seem like a good person. Hua Qidao was shocked. Let him pass? What kind of agreement did Fong Ping make with the North Emperor that he could let someone pass just like that? This guy was getting more and more unfathomable. Fong, who had broken through 8 stages, was still having a headache about breaking through. Fong Ping was ready to let someone pass this stage. Fong Ping did not care. Suddenly, he threw a punch, making Hua Qidao dizzy. The next moment, Fong Ping carried Hua Qidao and walked out. Everyone looked at him. The martial artists in the catacombs looked terrified. Was Fong Ping going to kill someone? Fong Ping smiled. "Don't look at me. I'm not going to kill anyone. I've already passed this stage, and there are still a few spots left. If I sell the spots now, will anyone buy them?" Everyone was stunned. Who was he trying to fool? Fong Ping threw Hua Qidao to the ground and smiled. "I know you won't believe me. I'll show you. Senior, let this guy pass." As he said that, he sent a telepathic message to the North Emperor. "Senior, I'll give him the life force doppelganger. He needs to pass this stage." North Emperor gave him a deep look. He did not say anything else. With a wave of his hand, a passage appeared. Hua Qidao disappeared instantly. The passage was sealed. Everyone was stunned. Was he really going to let someone pass? What did Fong Ping do? Fong was dumbfounded. How could this work? Fong Ping chuckled. "I'll let you see a guy pass. Of course, weaklings can't negotiate with me. You're not qualified. Fong, Moon Spirit, and that guy, the 3 of you can negotiate." After saying that, Fong Ping added, "Forget it. Moon Spirit is your father, after all. I can't be too harsh on you. I'll just exploit Fong and that guy." Fong Ping looked at Fong and smiled. "Are you doing it or not? If not, I'll leave. If I leave, who knows how long it'll take for you to pass this stage." Fong frowned slightly and looked at the North Emperor. The North Emperor did not say a word. Fong Ping smiled. "Stop looking. What's my relationship with the North Emperor? You know what I'm doing. I can do it, but you can't." Feng's heart skipped a beat. Did this bastard Fong Ping really pretend to be the North Emperor's son-in-law? If he exposed him now? As he was thinking, Fong Ping said lazily, "Don't think too much. Senior North Emperor trusts me very much. It's not something that you can just say. Senior, let's send Moon Spirit away first. We can catch up when there's a chance." The North Emperor looked at his daughter and was silent for a moment. With a wave of his hand, another passage appeared. Moon Spirit looked at Fong Ping, then at her father's projection. Her gaze was complicated, but she did not say anything. She stepped into the passage and left. At this time, Fong Ping smiled smugly. The person involved has left. "Fong, it's useless for you to say anything. Do you understand?" Fong cursed in his heart. What kind of magic potion did Fong Ping feed the North Emperor? The North Emperor did not say much to his daughter and sent her away directly. And this bastard Fong Ping actually dictated everything. When Fong Ping was lying before, he could still expose him. After all, Moon Spirit was here. If she knew that Fong Ping pretended to be her cultivation partner, Moon Spirit might not agree. But now, Fong was speechless. How could this happen? He just called him father-in-law, and the idiot North Emperor really believed him? He felt that it was a little unreliable. But now it seemed that the North Emperor was really convinced by Fong Ping. What a joke! Fong took a deep breath and said in a low voice, "What do you want?" "The heaven sealing technique." Fong Ping smiled. I wanted you to teach me a long time ago, but you weren't willing. Teaching me now is actually not a very good technique. You. Fong was furious and anxious. This was his trump card. How could he teach it so easily? Fong Ping yawned and said, I forgot to say. If we don't leave now, this stage will change later. Because there are many people who have passed, the next stage is to kill people of the same rank. You have to kill people who have broken 8 ranks to pass. Try it if you can. Fong frowned and said in a low voice, Nonsense. As soon as he finished speaking, the North Emperor said indifferently, The rules will be like this later. Fong was really shocked this time. Fong Ping had the ability to change the rules? How was it possible? Kill people who had broken 8 ranks? What a joke. Who could he kill? Everyone who had broken 8 ranks was a top-notch powerhouse, a peerless overlord. Who could he kill? Didn't this mean that he could not pass this stage? North Emperor, there are rules here. How can you? The North Emperor said coldly, This is also within the rules. There are many people who have passed. I have the right to change the stage. Fong was speechless. He looked at Fong Ping and gritted his teeth. He felt very aggrieved. Fong Ping saw this and pursed his lips. He could not be bothered to say anything more. He walked to Ironhead, picked up the cat, grabbed Ironhead, and walked away. Not only that, Fong Ping threw out a small fish casually. The small fish instantly turned into 5 North Royal concubines, but they were all listless. It was just to pass the stage. Fong Ping smiled and said, 5 passing fees. Senior North Emperor, I'll leave first. Let these people slowly endure. Seeing this, Fong panicked. He also condensed a North Royal concubine's projection instantly and said anxiously, North Emperor, they can pass. The North Emperor said coldly, I said resurrection earlier. How dare you brush me off? Do you really think I'm blind? Fong Zhen was so angry that his lungs were about to explode. He brushed him off? Did he brush him off like Fong Ping? He could just casually create 5 vitality clones, and it was considered a pass. Moreover, he could make 5 people leave at once. Why couldn't he? Wasn't this discrimination too much? His eyes were not blind. His heart was blind. Fong was choking with anger. This was clearly a collaboration to extort him. The sealing technique was his secret technique. He relied on the sealing technique to dominate the 3 realms. But now, did he really have to give it to Fong Ping? He was still thinking. Fong Ping smiled and said, Don't even think about faking it. I'll test it once I get it. If I can't seal anyone, don't expect me to take responsibility. Hurry up. If you can't pass, I'm really leaving. On the other side, Chu, Heavenly King, said in a low voice, Human King, then you? You can use your half-jade bones to exchange for it. As soon as he said that, this person immediately fell silent. Pretend I didn't say anything. I won't do it unless I pass. At this moment, Fong also understood that Fong Ping had his eyes on his sealing technique. However, if he did not exchange for it, he would not be able to pass the stage. Should he try to kill the North Emperor? Just as he was thinking about it, he had a little killing intent. The North Emperor seemed to sense it and snorted coldly. You want to attack me? Only now did the North King realize the meaning behind Fong Ping's words. These people really wanted to attack him. Even if you kill me and my projection appears again, don't even think about passing. Fong Ping chuckled. Don't count on it. The other stages are fine, but I've convinced the North Emperor for this stage. The stage's mission has changed. It's useless even if you kill me. Feng's face was full of helplessness. Even this was blocked? However, if that was the case, the other stages were still useful. However, Fong Ping had informed the North Emperor in advance for this stage. That bastard Fong Ping, he could do this just because he recognized his father-in-law? This was too unbelievable. Fong really found it hard to believe, but everything in front of him forced him to believe it. Fong suddenly sighed. He had to pass the stage. Otherwise, if he was trapped in this stage and could not pass it, how could he obtain other benefits? It was just a cultivation method. Forget it, forget it. He gave it to him. The next moment, a crystal book shot toward Fong Ping. Fong said coldly, Human King, I've already given you the item. Goodbye. Fong Ping waved his hand, instantly disappearing with Chong Mao an iron head. In the basilica, it was silent. In the next moment, Feng roared furiously and charged towards the North Emperor. He was going crazy with anger. He thought that Feng Ping would not do this. Not to mention that the North Emperor was a sovereign, a witness, who knew that the North Emperor had no intention of stopping him at all. Feng was about to explode with anger. At this moment, he wanted to kill everyone. That bastard Feng Ping, he actually believed him. It was such a shame. He had to silence them. Otherwise, if the news spread throughout the three realms, Feng would be the biggest joke. He could have trusted anyone but Feng Ping. What was the difference between him and an idiot? But he had no other choice. Plus, Feng Ping had casually sent the two away previously. He thought that Feng Ping would not do this. Now it seemed that he had really overestimated Feng Ping's shamelessness. He wasn't just being shameless, he didn't even care about his skin. Feng was furious, but Feng Ping had already left. There was no psychological burden at all. Feng was really stupid. He actually believed him. What was he thinking? Had he, Feng Ping, ever told the truth to the enemy? What an idiot. Chapter 13:17. Feng is really stupid. In the passageway, Feng Ping sighed. You actually believe me? Your heart is too big. Ironhead muttered in his heart. You lied to me and even mocked me for being stupid. Your conscience is really black. At this moment, the space changed. Feng Ping did not mention Feng anymore. He exhaled and said, Be careful. I'm afraid we'll meet more powerhouses next. He had already broken through 7 stages in a row. There were not many stages left. However, he had only met Feng among the powerhouses who had broken through 8. He did not know where the others were. In the main hall earlier, images continued to appear in front of the young man. He broke through 7 stages. The young man murmured, So fast, really fast. It had only been a few days, and he had actually broken through 7 stages. It was a little unbelievable. Who was this person? Just as the young man was puzzled, Feng Ping had just appeared this time when he sensed the aura of a great battle. Rumble! A burst of energy shot over. It was not too strong, and it was not directed at them. It should be the aftermath of the battle that had spread over here. Someone's coming! Someone shouted in a low voice. In an instant, several mentality swept over to investigate the person who had come. In the next moment, someone shouted, Oh no! It seems to be the human king. As soon as this was said, sounds of air tearing rang out from all directions. Someone shouted again, Gather! Quick! Feng Ping had already heard a voice, a familiar voice. In the next moment, his eyes lit up. Everything was reflected in his eyes. In front of him was a vast grassland. At this moment, many people flew up from the grassland. A group of people was quickly gathering. Feng Ping saw many people. Heavenly King Yi, Li Zhu, Tianji, Hong Yu, Sheng Hong. There were a total of 5 Heavenly King powerhouses. And this was only one of the powerhouses. On the other side, there were also many people. Feng Ping saw a familiar face. Zhang Hao. Yes, Zhang Hao. At this moment, Zhang Hao's face was pale. He was protected by a group of people behind him. The leader was none other than the God Creation Envoy. Beside the God Creation Envoy, there was also a top-notch powerhouse, Sky Arm, 2 powerhouses who had broken through 8 stages. Other than the 2 of them, there were a few Heavenly Kings who did not participate in the battle. Instead, they were on the other side. At this moment, there were 3 sides. The 3 sides seemed to be in a great battle just now, but the Chu Wu lineage did not seem to be participating in the battle. Instead, it was Hong Yu and the others who were fighting with the God Crafting Envoy. At this moment, Feng Ping seemed to understand something. At this moment, Feng Ping glanced over and roughly understood something. Heavenly King Yi, Hong Yu, and the others were surrounding Zhang Hao. They were probably targeting Zhang Hao. Otherwise, Hong Yu and the others would not go against 2 Break 8 experts just for the sake of benefits. Clearly, Zhang Hao's existence had let these people know something. Perhaps Zhang Hao had obtained some benefits that they had taken a liking to. Jiang. Ping good Jiang. Feng. Jiang Ping swept. And he. Jiang. God. Ping. In. Before. Before. He. Before. Jiang. Seeing Fong Ping's arrival, all three parties were surprised. Some frowned, some were delighted. Ping ping. Finally. Foam. Finally. Foam. Foam. Ping. Foam. Foam. Ping foam foam. Foam master. Ping. Li. Foam. Ping. Li Zhu was about to break 8. Compared to Heavenly Arm, he was not much weaker. Together with the broken 7 Heavenly King, they were in danger. Zhang Hao was almost killed by them a few times. Fortunately, these people wanted to capture Zhang Hao alive and did not kill him. Otherwise, Zhang Hao would have been killed long ago. Now that Fong Ping was here, the God Creator was overjoyed. If this continued, Sky Arm would have to retreat. Under normal circumstances, the Chuo lineage would not intervene when they saw their origins fighting. This time, Sky Arm's intervention was already a pleasant surprise. However, once the danger was obvious, Sky Arm would not intervene. Fortunately, Fong Ping arrived. As for Hua Chi Dao and Moon Spirit, they did not leave with Fong Ping. They were not here now. They must have entered another checkpoint. Fong Ping looked around. Seeing that everyone was looking at him, he could not help but smile. Everyone, it's just a checkpoint. Is it appropriate to fight and kill? Fong Ping carried the cat on his shoulder and walked forward. He smiled. Yo, it's not a small scene. There are so many Heavenly King powerhouses in this checkpoint. It's unexpected. Are they going to start a war? Fong Ping looked at Hong Yu and Li Zhu, grinning. Hong Yu, Li Zhu, you two old cunning fools. You're fighting with the Broken 8 for no reason. Aren't you afraid that you'll fail miserably? The God Creator has a body full of divine weapon bones. Can you guys break it? Martial artists are not reckless. Don't kill people so easily. This mystic realm is obviously for us to explore. Is it appropriate for you guys to kill people so easily? I met Tianji at the Beast Emperor checkpoint previously. I didn't kill him, did I? Fong Ping sighed. You guys want to fight at the drop of a hat. How childish. Hong Yu narrowed his eyes. He looked at Fong Ping, then at Skeleton Li Hansong. Finally, he looked at the cat and judged their strength. 2 of them had broken 8. Fong Ping seemed to have broken 7. However, on their side, he and Li Zhu could deal with 2 broken 8. Heavenly King, he could also deal with Fong Ping. There was also Tianji and Sheng Hong. As he was thinking, Fong Ping suddenly looked at Sheng Hong and said coldly, Sheng Hong, you dare to join the battle? I've given you face, but you don't want it, do you? I met Heaven's Pole earlier. Heaven's Pole had a good chat with me. Even Emperor, she asked me to take care of Heaven's Pole. How dare you? Sheng Hong frowned. He did not say anything. He and Tianji walked out of the Beast Emperor checkpoint together and came here directly. Very soon, a huge battle broke out. Everyone's target was none other than Zhang Hao. In the end, Fong Ping arrived not long after the battle broke out. He blurred the situation. At this moment, Li Zhu said mildly, Don't talk to Fong Ping. Fong Ping, if you interfere, today will be the day you die. You talk big. Fong Ping growled. His body was like jade. In the next moment, his iron skull and jade bones aura changed. Fong Ping grabbed the iron head with one hand. His jade bones covered Fong Ping instantly like water. Fong Ping's vitality erupted. Force conversion. In the blink of an eye, the Saint's Order and Heavenly King's seal covered the surroundings. Emperor armor appeared. Fong Ping said coldly, Li Zhu, you haven't broken 8 yet. You think too highly of yourself? Kill. A loud roar shook the surroundings. Fong Ping broke through the air. The Heavenly King's seal in his hand turned into a Changdao. He slashed. Before the saber arrived, Li Zhu's expression changed drastically. Since when did Fong Ping have such powerful strength? On the other side, the God-forging envoy was also surprised. After the surprise, he laughed. Sky Arm, I'll leave E and the rest to you. Hong Yu is mine. Fong Ping, kill Li Zhu. Terrifying. Fong Ping changed his force and integrated Li Hansong's jade bones. He put on Emperor armor, used the Heavenly King's seal and the Saint's order. His strength had reached peak break 7. Li Zhu was about the same level. He might be slightly stronger than Fang Ping. However, when their strength was about the same, when both sides fought, it did not depend on the difference in vitality. Instead, it depended on techniques, luck, and experience. Li Zhu was shocked. He was shocked by Fang Ping's strength. On the other side, Hong Yu was also frowning. Previously, Tianji had said that Fang Ping's strength had reached peak break 7. However, did he just break peak break 7 now? He was almost at peak break 7. While he was thinking, Fang Ping had already broken through the air and arrived, laughing. Li Zhu, come. Measure your strength. Let's see if you have the right to be so arrogant. Li Zhu snorted. The Thousand Worlds cauldron appeared instantly. A cauldron was thrown out. Fang Ping's saber hit it. A loud bang was heard. In all directions, the martial artists below the Heavenly King level felt their roots tremble. The weaker ones bled from their 7 orifices, their roots overflowing. Fang Ping slashed thousands of times in a row. In the next moment, he opened his mouth wide and bit the Thousand Worlds cauldron. Li Zhu's expression changed slightly. Fang Ping had a lot of tricks up his sleeves. Once he swallowed the Thousand Worlds cauldron, he might refine it. He dared not take the risk. He had given this Thousand Worlds cauldron to the Palm Seal envoy. He was only borrowing it now. He had not refined it completely. If Fang Ping took it away, he would not have a chance to get it back. Li Zhu withdrew the Thousand Worlds cauldron instantly. At this moment, Fang Ping was already close. He raised his saber and slashed. Li Zhu snorted. A long spear appeared in his hand. He stabbed it at Fang Ping. Useless. So what if you stab me? At this moment, Fang Ping's physique was as strong as a Heavenly King's. He had fused with Iron Head's jade bones and was wearing Emperor armor. Such a defensive ability was also protected by a layer of Saint Order and Heavenly King seal. He was also a daring person. At this moment, he did not dodge or evade, letting Li Zhu stab him with the spear. Of course, Fang Ping was not one to be taken advantage of. The moment his long spear stabbed him, Fang Ping's shoulders shook. The cat's mentality erupted instantly. At this moment, the long spear stabbed the Emperor armor. Fang Ping stretched out his arm and grabbed Li Zhu's arm. Li Zhu was hit by the cat's mentality and paused for a moment. At this moment, he missed the opportunity to withdraw his hand. The force in Fang Ping's hand erupted. With a roar, he crushed Li Zhu's right hand. At the same time, Fang Ping grabbed the long spear and retreated hundreds of meters. He grabbed the long spear fiercely. With a roar, he opened his mouth again and swallowed the long spear in one gulp. The long spear entered the Source World instantly. In the Source World, the Saint Order and Heavenly King seal that had not been used yet formed an inescapable net enveloping the long spear. Countless silhouettes appeared, suppressing the long spear. 2 cities rose into the sky, suppressing the long spear. On the other side, Li Zhu was roaring. This was his own weapon, the semi-divine long spear. He had great control over it. However, no matter how he controlled it, after entering Fang Ping's Source World, the degree of control would drop by half. Although the long spear was struggling, it still could not break free. Fang Ping sneered. Li Zhu, how dare you be so arrogant in front of me with your mediocre skills? On his shoulder, the cat was a little confused. It lifted one of its legs. Was the mediocre skill strong? Li Zhu was quite strong. Would it be stronger if it lifted one of its legs? The cat gave it a try. Fang Ping shook his shoulder, and the cat's legs fell off forcefully. Stupid cat, can't you look at the time when you're acting cute? I, the king of humanity, am domineering now. You stupid cat, if you raise your leg and act cute, where do you want me, the king of humanity, to put my face? Ignoring the cat, Fang Ping forcefully suppressed Li Zhu's semi-divine spear. In the next moment, Fang Ping raised his saber and broke through the air. Not only that, Fang Ping let out a low growl. The Heavenly King seals around him suddenly turned into Fang Ping's, attacking the catacombs and medicine god island powerhouses. These heavenly king seals and saint tokens were now full of energy, transforming into human forms. Some were strong, some were weak. However, no matter how weak they were, they still had the strength of a true god. Holy weapon incarnations were stronger than ordinary incarnations. I'm giving you face, but you don't want it. Fong Ping snorted coldly and shouted at the same time, Sword Ji, Rain God, help me kill them. I will definitely repay you generously. On the other side, there were a few heavenly kings from the Chua lineage. This time, Fong Ping knew a few of them. Many people from the Chua lineage came this time. There were 2 at Breakthrough 7s and 4 at Breakthrough 6s, a total of 6 heavenly king powerhouses. Almost all of them were at the heavenly king realm. The weak ones did not come. The 2 people Fong Ping called out were people he knew from the previous Emperor's slaying battle. Among them, Sword Ji had merged with Fong Ping before. He was also a top-notch powerhouse at Breakthrough 7s. Previously, both sides had Breakthrough 8s, so these Chua powerhouses did not interfere. Now that Fong Ping called out to them, they looked at each other, somewhat unsure of what to do. Skyarm did not ask them to interfere either. If he interfered, it would be to curry favor with the humans. However, if Chu interfered, someone might die. At the Heavenly King level, cultivation was too difficult. If a Heavenly King died to curry favor, even Skyarm dared not make this decision, unless the Underworld God came. Alright, since you don't want to help, then it doesn't matter. I hope you can see the situation clearly. Don't team up with Hong Yu and the others. Otherwise, Fong Ping, will not show mercy. Having said that, Fong Ping was already fighting with Li Zhu again. Li Zhu snorted coldly, saying, I want to see how long your force conversion can last. Fong Ping had converted force to have his current strength. However, other than the part converted by the vitality augmentation spell, the other parts that were converted by force were not too stable. Li Zhu was also a top-notch powerhouse. Naturally, he could feel it. After a long time, the force would collapse. When that time came, he did not believe that Fong Ping could still maintain his current strength. You've grown beyond your imagination. Fong Ping laughed. In the blink of an eye, Li Zhu's expression changed, and he retreated immediately. There was a rumble. Li Zhu's origin chi leaked slightly. Fong Ping broke into the origin and directly attacked his origin world. Fong Ping laughed. Do you think I'm still the Fong Ping from before? Li Zhu, you've overestimated yourself. Having said that, Fong Ping's shoulders shook. He shouted, Cat, go intimidate Tianji and kill him. Cat broke through the air, his mentality exploding. He meowed, I don't kill people. I only intimidate. That old man with such thick arms. Come and kill him. Skyarm laughed. At this moment, Tianji retreated hastily. However, Cat's mentality was too strong. In an instant, it exploded. Tianji's footsteps faltered, and Skyarm threw a punch. There was a rumble. Tianji's chest was pierced, and he flew backward. Skyarm was about to finish him off when Hong Yu roared. You want us to join forces and kill you? As soon as he said that, Heavenly King Yi's expression changed slightly. He did not use his full strength earlier. Now that he heard Hong Yu's words, his vitality exploded instantly, condensing into a long arrow, and shot it at Skyarm, who was chasing after Tianji. Skyarm swung his fist to block the arrow, shattering it with a punch. On the other side, Tianji also seized the time and quickly retreated. His face was slightly pale, and he looked a little sad. He was almost killed. In this world where powerhouses ruled, he, a heavenly king who had just achieved Breakthrough 6, was nothing. There were quite a few Breakthrough 8 heavenly kings. If they really fought to the death like Fong Ping and Li Zhu, they might be able to achieve Breakthrough 8 combat strength at a critical moment. As soon as Fong Ping arrived, he did not say a word. He was extremely aggressive and wanted to kill Li Zhu immediately. Li Zhu did not want to talk nonsense with Fong Ping. When Fong Ping arrived, he wanted to kill him immediately. However, the reality was not so simple. The current Fong Ping was much stronger than before. For a moment, Li Zhu was stronger than Fong Ping. However, his equipment was not as powerful as Fong Ping's. The Myriad Realms Cauldron dared not move because it was suppressing the origin. Unexpectedly, it was suppressed by Fong Ping for a short period of time. Fong Ping's physique was strong, his bones were strong, and he had the defense of Emperor armor. He did not care about Li Zhu's attack. At this moment, Fong Ping put away his Changdao. A pair of boxing gloves appeared in his hands. Like a mad wild bull, he bombarded Li Zhu with both fists. His speed was extremely strange. In the blink of an eye, thousands of punches were launched. Rumble! The entire prairie was on the verge of collapsing from the impact. On the side, the few beginner Heavenly Kings were also dazzled by the scene. The two Heavenly Kings that Fong Ping mentioned earlier were both Breakthrough 7. Sword Ji, who had worked with Fong Ping before, was a little shocked. He transmitted his voice, "Rain God, the human king is getting stronger and stronger. He's terrifyingly strong. It's only been a few days, but he has already reached peak Breakthrough 7. Rain God was a mentality powerhouse. At this moment, he saw more. He transmitted his voice. He forcefully converted his force. His true strength has not reached peak Breakthrough 7. However, he is definitely peak Breakthrough 7, and he has not just entered peak Breakthrough 7. The human king is really scary." As he said that, Rain God continued, "What should we do now? Just sit back and watch? These people are not stupid. With us here, they might not fight to the death. The human king likes to kill onlookers. Be careful that there will be problems in the end. It shouldn't be. Divine Arm is here and also participating in the battle. No matter how evil the human king's heart is, he won't attack us now." On their side, there were 2 Breakthrough 7 and 4 Breakthrough 6. Their strength was definitely not weak. However, if the two sides really joined forces, it would not be too difficult to kill them. However, if they said that they would help Fong Ping and the others now, they were also unwilling. Hong Yu, Li Zhu, Heavenly King Yi. None of them were easy to deal with. If they really forced them into a corner, the beginner Heavenly Kings would probably suffer heavy casualties. They would not dare to act rashly. On the human side, Fong Ping was powerful, and the God-forging envoy was also a top-notch powerhouse. Other than Zhang Hao, the safety of those two was much stronger than them. The battle was still going on. The more Li Zhu fought, the more solemn he became. Fong Ping was still becoming stronger during the battle. He was honing his body, his bones, and his force. Countless imperishable substances surrounded him. Fong Ping fought and cultivated at the same time. He had just learned the golden body technique and combat techniques not long ago. He had not experienced actual combat. At this moment, the more he fought, the more familiar he became. Fong Ping laughed and said, "Awesome. I was just looking for a whetstone, an evenly matched opponent to train myself. Coincidentally, you, Li Zhu, are here. I thank you, a whetstone delivered to my doorstep. I thank your 8 generations of ancestors." Li Zhu snorted coldly. On the other side, Hong Yu said in a low voice, "Fong Ping, we have no intention of becoming enemies with you. Zhang Hao must be the reincarnation of the Demon Emperor. He knows this place better than we do. Previously, he has already obtained the key to pass this level. The Demon Emperor is not a human. He did not want to fight with Fong Ping and the other powerhouses now. Previously, he could still suppress them. Now that Fong Ping was here, this fellow's combat strength had increased to a frightening level. He actually blocked Li Zhu. This time, they were in big trouble. Of course, it was not that easy for Fong Ping to defeat them. If they really fought, both sides would end up with heavy losses. Fong Ping sneered. "Who do you think you are? The Heavenly King's breakthrough speed is extremely fast. He will be here soon. Hong Kuan is trapped by me, and Heavenly Hound will be here soon. Do you think we can stop fighting just because you say so? Today, I will make you stay. When we get out, I will take over your catacombs. The chaotic realm is about to break 8. Stonefall is here too. They are all my reinforcements. If we keep you here, we will destroy you sooner or later." Hong Yu's expression changed again. Now, the human race had many allies and they were extremely powerful. If those people really came, they would not be a match for them, especially the Heavenly King and Heavenly Hound. They were both true powerhouses who had broken 8. If they fought, they might not be able to defeat them. "I'll beat you up." At this moment, Fong Ping roared. His fists were like thunder as he punched Li Zhu's shoulder. With a boom, Li Zhu's shoulder exploded. Fong Ping's chest was also hit by Li Zhu's palm. Emperor armor glowed. Fong Ping took a few steps back, blood flowing from his mouth. At the same time, he heard Li Hansong's muffled groan. After all, he was not a heavenly king powerhouse. Although the jade bone was strong, it depended on who his opponent was and how strong he was. The jade bone surrounded Fong Ping. Now that it was hit by Li Zhu's palm, if Fong Ping did not have a strong defense and relied on himself, he might have been smashed into pieces. Both sides fought for a while, but neither gained an advantage. On Fong Ping's side, his force was also a little unstable. The part that was converted by the vitality augmentation spell was fine. The part that he forcibly converted was flickering and showing signs of breaking. At this moment, Heavenly King Yi also shouted, "Human King, we are all here to break through. Why must we fight to the end?" The reincarnation of the Demon Emperor holds the key to breaking through this level. If the human race does not share it, we will not agree to it. Do you want to fight to the death? Go to hell. Fong Ping said coldly, "Don't play games with me. The Dao tree is waiting for us at the final level. Why should I be in a hurry? Are you in a hurry to meet up? Don't provoke me, or else I will kill you right now. Do you think you are great just because you can summon the Dao tree? Do you think it is invincible just because it has broken 9 combat strength? Do you think I dare to break through the level without knowing anything? Do you think I am an idiot like Hong Yu and Li Zhu? You are still too inexperienced to play games with me." Heavenly thunder rumbled. Hong Yu and Li Zhu's expressions changed drastically. Heavenly King Yi's expression also changed. He said stiffly, "Human King, I don't understand what you were saying. Tisk, a bunch of trash dares to compete with the sun and the moon. What a joke." Fong Ping's the arch armor disappeared, revealing his true appearance. He was full of confidence, as if everything was under his control. He had the pearl of wisdom in his hands. At this moment, Fong Ping looked up as if he had seen something. He snorted coldly and said, "Your roots have taken root in every level and will descend at the critical moment? Why don't you try descending? I'll make you suffer the consequences today." His words were overflowing with confidence. Heavenly King Yi's expression changed. Fong Ping knew. Not only did he know, but he also seemed to know how to deal with it. How did he know? Where did he get the confidence to deal with it? Chapter 13:18. Fong Ping. Hong Yu stopped fighting with the weapon god envoy. He took a few steps back and shouted, "Are you serious? Cut it out." Fong Ping sneered. "Aren't you an inspector? Don't you know? The Divine Emperor's Dao Tree, the #1 tree in the 3 realms, the monster plant that wants to become an emperor is here. Don't you know? You people like to play tricks. Do you think you can trick everyone? What a joke." The Dao tree is either at peak breakthrough 8 or peak breakthrough 9, but it hasn't become an emperor. This time, he and the others deliberately threw out the arcane realm to lure us here. They want us to meet up with the Dao tree, break through together, and help the Dao tree become an emperor. Do you really think I don't know? Fong Ping seemed to know everything, but in reality, he had only made some judgments based on a few words. However, he was used to it. It was up to him whether to believe it or not. In general, Fong Ping felt that his guess was not too far off. At most, there were some differences in the details. However, to Fong Ping, as long as he could give a rough idea, he could imagine a big show. He did not need to know everything. At this time, Li Zhu and Hong Yu looked at Yi. Heavenly King Yi's expression changed. He said in a low voice, "Human King, even if you say something, no one will believe you. Who in the 3 realms doesn't know that Human King can talk? Trash." Fong Ping shouted, looking at Li Zhu. "Get out of my way. I will kill this person. If the Dao tree does not descend, I will teach you the Southern Emperor Guiyuan. Do you dare to bet?" Li Zhu's expression was uncertain. Fong Ping sneered. "Hong Yu knows, but you might not. Of course, it's hard to say. Li Zhu, you're just at peak breakthrough 7. Do you want to share the loot? Peak breakthrough 7. Li Zhu was tired. He said calmly, "What about you?" "Me?" Fong Ping smiled. "You can try. If you push me too far, Fong Ping, will unleash the power of Peak Breakthrough 9. Li Zhu looked at him, saying nothing. On the other side, Hong Yu's eyes were cold. "Fong Ping, are you threatening us?" "Threatening you?" Fong Ping laughed heartily. "You're not qualified yet. My opponent is the Emperor God. It's a battle against people like the Celestial Emperor. If it weren't for you bunch of trash, your father, the earthly sovereign, would still be qualified to be my opponent. As for you, you're not even as good as Hong Kuan. Do I need to scare trash like you?" Fong Ping was extremely domineering. Those who did not know would think that he had broken 9. Meanwhile, Heavenly King Yi spoke coldly once more. "Human King, there's no such thing as a Dao tree in this world. F*CK off." Fong Ping scolded. "If there is, your master, the Emperor God, will die immediately, and you will die immediately too. Your Dao will collapse, and your origin will explode. I'm telling you, don't make promises blindly. Do you know where this place is? This is a world created by the All-Dao Seed. The All-Dao Seed is also the embodiment of the 3 realms laws. If you dare to spout nonsense here, do you believe that you won't immediately explode upon receiving the great Dao of Essence?" Fong Ping sneered. "You're playing this game with me. Do you think I don't know more than a piece of trash like you? Come, swear in front of the myriad Dao Seed that there is no Dao tree in this world, and this king will admit that everything before was nonsense." There was silence everywhere. Hong Yu and the rest's expressions changed. The God Creation Envoy looked at Fong Ping in surprise. Heavenly Arm said excitedly, "Is this place really a world created by the seed?" If it was at the beginning, they might not have taken Fong Ping's words seriously. But now, they believed it a little. Fong Ping knew a lot. There were some things that no one in the outside world knew except for old antiques like them. Fong Ping, on the other hand, had exposed everything in one go. At this moment, some of the beginner Heavenly Kings were at a loss. Tianji and Sheng Hong were also at a loss. It was obvious that they did not know much. But what about Fong Ping? The young Fong Ping seemed to know more secrets than they did. For a moment, even Heavenly King, he did not dare to speak nonsense anymore. He really did not know much about this place. But Fong Ping said it so confidently that he vaguely knew some things about the seed. If what Fong Ping said was true, Heavenly King, he did not dare to believe that once he touched the 3 realms laws, would he really die suddenly? If that was the case, then his death would be too unjust. Fong Ping sneered, looked around and said mockingly, "These people under the God Emperor are not qualified to play tricks with me. So what if you have lived for tens of thousands of years? You are still trash. Fighting with others is endless joy. You people are all high and mighty. Where did you get the confidence to play tricks with me?" Everyone's mouth twitched. A 21-year-old young man despised a group of old antiques who had lived for tens of thousands of years. But they did not say anything. Not to mention, there were probably not many people present who knew more secrets than Fong Ping. Fong Ping would ask for secrets when he saw an emperor. After asking so many times, he probably knew more about what happened in the past than everyone present. The half-truth and half-lies really fooled these people. At this moment, everyone's eyes fell on Heavenly King Yi. Heavenly King Yi's expression became more and more gloomy. As expected, the human king was difficult to deal with. This was even more difficult to deal with than the rumors. Not long after they arrived, they shifted their target from Jiang Hao to him. Dao Tree. Heavenly King Yi did not expect that the Dao Tree that was hidden so deeply would be exposed. Even he had only found out about this a while ago. He was the only one who knew. The Martial King can't deal with you, but it doesn't mean that I can't. If you dare to be sarcastic with me again, I guarantee that you won't live to the end of this round. If you don't believe me, try it. The King of Man is even more arrogant than those who are breaking 9. Li Zhu laughed. He really did not believe it. Fong Ping did this every time. He clearly did not have the upper hand, but he made it seem like the others were weaker, trying to gain the advantage. Once or twice, Fong Ping had reaped all the benefits each time. This time, although Fong Ping's words shocked him, he really did not believe that Fong Ping would not let him live to the next round. You actually don't believe me? Fong Ping laughed. Then I'll make you believe me. Cat, summon the rule. The cat was stunned. What? What did he say? This cat doesn't understand. Mentality outburst. Bombard the barrier forcefully. Let the rule appear. The cat understood. Fong Ping was asking him to learn from Celestial Emperor, forcefully destroy this round, after which the rule would descend. But it was so dangerous. The cat was about to cry. He had seen it before. The powerful Celestial Emperor was obliterated by the rule. You're trying to trick the cat. Hurry up, it's okay. As soon as the rule appears, stop immediately. It's okay. Fong Ping had seen it before. As long as he stopped at the crucial moment, the danger was not great. Although the cat felt wronged after thinking about it, he would listen to the liar for once. The liar was now in a difficult position. The pretentious Li Zhu did not believe it. It would be too embarrassing if it admitted defeat just like that. If the liar lost face, it would also lose face as a cat. In the next moment, the cat broke through the air, mentality outburst with full force. Afraid that it was not enough, it also outburst with force. There was a loud boom. The void was bombarded. At this moment, the void was a little turbulent. The cat's mentality was not weak, but it still could not break through the sky. Fong Ping saw this. This was not going to work. He broke through the air quickly, a punch blasting out. He and the cat bombarded the void together. The void cracked slightly. In the next second, a powerful chi overflowed, and a giant hand that covered the sky appeared in the void. Hong Yu's expression changed. However, in the next moment, Hong Yu could not help but curse, "Stop. If you want to die, don't drag us down with you." He had also seen through it. What backup confidence summoning. This bastard Fong Ping did not have these at all. He was deliberately breaking the rule of this place, summoning the rule to attack. This way, everyone would be the target. The corner of Li Zhu's mouth twitched. He had enough of this bastard Fong Ping. Did he really think that Fong Ping had a trump card? But F***CK, was this considered a trump card? He was trying to drag them down with him to death. The rule of this place was indeed very powerful. At least, it made Hong Yu, who had broken 8, feel threatened. If this continued and covered them indiscriminately, perhaps even a broken 8 would be in danger of dying. Fong Ping also felt a little embarrassed, but he did not lose in terms of strength. Fong Ping humphed. You think the rule of this place will attack me? What a joke. I have true blood in my body, and the rule is invulnerable. If all of you die, I won't die either. Fong Ping's vitality erupted. Needless to say, at this time, the giant hand was a little shaky, as if it was judging something. In the next moment, something happened that made Li Zhu and the others frown. In the sky above Fong Ping, the gigantic hand had actually cracked open a little. Obviously, it wanted to avoid Fong Ping. Fong Ping himself was stunned. F***CK, I just said that, and you really won't attack me? Of course, even if he was stunned, Fong Ping forced himself to stay calm. I summoned it. That's right, this rule was summoned by me. It was raised by my family. Of course it won't attack me. There was nothing wrong with it. He pretended to be calm, but Li Zhu and Hong Yu really could not stay calm. Was it true? Fong Ping could really summon the rule of this place to attack them? This was too unfair. The few of them felt wronged. Even the God Creation Envoy was a little uneasy. He said hurriedly, Fong Ping, come down quickly. He had a feeling that Fong Ping could not protect them. They were also the target of the attack. The God Creation Envoy was very helpless. Don't. If this went on, everyone present would be in danger. Of course, from the looks of it, Fong Ping was not in great danger. Fong Ping said fiercely, Senior, don't worry. Even if Senior dies with them, I'm still alive. Using Senior to exchange for them. It's worth it. Li Zhu, this bastard, provoked me. Come on, do it. Who's afraid of who? The God Creation Envoy almost cursed. I'm not going to change. If you want to change, you can change it yourself. Li Zhu was also speechless. This lunatic. He should not have talked so much with him. Whatever he said, he should have pretended not to hear it. Now, whether this lunatic was really provoked or not, he was not sure. Li Zhu felt wronged. Meeting Fong Ping was not a good thing. At this time, Hong Yu said again, Fong Ping, even if you can avoid the rule, if we are really attacked, we will bring you along no matter what. Can you really avoid a broken 8? Fong Ping raised his eyebrows. You want to die with me? Do you think I don't dare? If I die, the humans still have the suppressing Heavenly King and the Martial King. If you die, who else does your family have? Your big brother? Your big brother will die sooner or later. Do you really think you can match the suppressing Heavenly King? Moreover, I might not die. You're dead for sure. Do you want to fight with me? Then let's give it a try. Fong Ping continued to attack the void. In the void, the giant hand became more and more condensed, vaguely showing signs of descending. Everyone was speechless. The King of Man was good at talking, but to say that he only knew how to talk, they would really underestimate the King of Man. When Fong Ping needed to be ruthless, he was more ruthless than anyone else. Hong Yu frowned and said in a low voice, If we fight with our lives, we are not afraid at the crucial moment. But is it worth it? It's just a small matter now. Will you only be satisfied if we die together? If they were afraid of death, they would not be so afraid. When it was really time to fight with their lives, they would also dare. But it was really not worth it. Just for Jiang Hao, wasn't he still not dead? He had to drag so many heavenly kings to die with him, and there were many broken 8. Was it worth it? Hong Yu really had to give up on Fong Ping. Meanwhile, he was cursing Li Zhu in his head. He knew that this B***starred wasn't a good guy, and he was young and aggressive. Why did he have to humiliate him? Now everyone was in a difficult position. Fong Ping's attitude, as if he cared about his face more than his life, was a real headache. He still remembered Li Zhu's disdain earlier. Li Zhu had said that Fong Ping couldn't kill him, but now Fong Ping insisted on proving that he could. Hong Yu was really impressed. It was just a small matter, but things had turned out this way. He had no choice but to accept this. Seeing that Fong Ping was not going to give up, Hong Yu looked at the God-Forging Envoy and said in a low voice, God-Forging Envoy, are you going to let him mess around like this? The Creation God Envoy was also speechless. You guys insisted on provoking him, but now you're looking for me? Very few of them would fight with their lives on the line. However, when it came to Fong Ping, sometimes there were too many accidents. If you did not want to risk your life, a rank 8 might fall because of a small matter. The reason for the deaths of the Weapon Master and Origin Hua, the two 8-break masters, was actually not that complicated. This was a battle against a monarch, but in the end it resulted in the death of 2 realm breakers. It was an accident. This had a lot to do with Fong Ping. When it came to a guy like Fong Ping who did not follow the rules, sometimes you had to give in. The God-Forging Envoy was also helpless. He coughed lightly and said, How about this? You guys compensate Jiang Hao with a holy weapon, and this matter will be dropped. Everyone stepped down. Fong Ping was desperate to save face now. If you did not give him face, he might really fight you to the death. You guys should think about whether it was worth it or not. Hong Yu and Li Zhu were aggrieved. At this moment, Li Zhu's expression was extremely gloomy. He suddenly snorted and said, I'll give up control of the God-Downing Spear. Fong Ping, don't go too far. Although his demigod spear had been taken away by Fong Ping, he could still control it. If Fong Ping wanted to refine it, it would not be that easy. At this moment, he also knew that it would be very difficult to take it back. He might as well just give up and let this bastard Fong Ping have a little upper hand. This matter would be over. Could he really let a bunch of powerhouses die with him just for this trivial matter? Everyone wanted their face. However, Fong Ping wanted it even more. He wanted his face to die. If this continued, he would go crazy. There was really no need. Li Zhu and the others were all very shrewd. How could they be willing to sacrifice their lives for such a trivial matter? Fong Ping curled his lips. Forget it. I'll give you face. This spear is mine anyway. Why do I need you to give it to me? Next time you meet me, behave yourself. Those who provoke me are almost all dead. You guys take it easy. As he spoke, Fong Ping landed in the air. He no longer bombarded the void. The giant hand in the void also gradually dissipated. Just as Hong Yu and the others heaved a sigh of relief, Tianbai, who had been hiding at the back, suddenly let out a muffled groan. With a boom, his golden body exploded. In the next moment, a saint's token shot out. Fong Ping caught it and muttered, "I almost forgot that there's still a saint's token that I haven't taken away." Hong Yu was very angry. However, Tianbai was not from his side. He was from the divine sect, so he did not say anything. Tianbai was not dead yet. However, he was severely injured. The saint's token directly penetrated his source world and went to Fong Ping's side. At this moment, Tianbai looked sorrowful. "You said you wanted it. Do you think I dare to not give it to you? You just had to destroy my source world and almost killed me. Why did you have to do that?" He really didn't dare to not give it to Fong Ping. Fong Ping forced break 8 to compromise. How would he dare to say no? In the end, Fong Ping didn't even say anything. He took it directly and almost killed him. Fong Ping ignored him. He looked around and exhaled. King Jin is not here. That fellow is really lucky. If he met Hongquin and gave the Heavenly King seal to him, it would be hard to snatch it away. I hope that fellow hasn't met Hongquin yet. The next time I meet him, I'll just kill him. He had collected all the saints' tokens and was only missing one Heavenly King seal. Fong Ping really hoped to meet King Jin now. Unfortunately, he had passed 7 stages. It was already the 8th stage, but he still hadn't met General King Jin, might be in the stage he had passed. Fong Ping felt helpless as he might not meet King General. The battle ended when Fong Ping decided to risk his life. Li Han Song was also released. At this moment, his body was trembling. Fong Ping was really domineering. If the stalemate continued, he would not be able to keep his jade bones. At this moment, Jiang Hao also looked at Fong Ping with a complicated expression. In the past, he still wanted to fight for the position of human king. After entering this place, his improvement speed was very fast. He was almost at the Saint Realm now. It was a true Saint Realm. It wasn't the Saint Realm that he borrowed the strength of the Demon Emperor. This speed was already very fast. But now, compared to him, he was almost killed even with the protection of 2 break 8 cultivators. In the end, it was Fong Ping who helped him out. Hong Yu and Li Zhu, who were quite domineering towards the weapon god envoys, were now restrained when facing Fong Ping. This was human king. Fong Ping didn't care about what they thought. He looked around and said, "Which emperor is in charge of this stage? Why don't I see the projection? Did you guys kill him? You guys are good. You taught yourself and learned from me. The only way to pass this stage is to kill an emperor. You guys even know this secret." Everyone felt even more tired. Who killed an emperor? Don't talk nonsense. From this guy's tone, he killed a lot of them? The weapon god envoy was too lazy to reply. Instead, he said, "This stage is the earthly emperor's stage. We've been here for a while, but the earthly emperor didn't appear." Then, Jiang Hao appeared. There was no need to say anything else. Jiang Hao did not appear from the outside, but from the inside of this stage. In addition, the earthly emperor had not appeared. Needless to say, Jiang Hao might have discovered the secret to breaking through. That was why the battle broke out. After saying that, the weapon god envoy sent a voice transmission. "How many stages have you broken? What about you?" "I've broken through 4 stages. This is the 5th stage." The weapon god envoy was still a little proud. His speed of breaking through was very fast. This was already the 5th stage. Fong Ping replied, "I've only broken through the 7th stage. This is the 8th stage. It's just SSO." The weapon god envoy was speechless. Madhaf Astris Kerr, this kid was on steroids. He broke through so quickly. At this time, the others' gazes were focused on Fong Ping. Jiang Hao was the key to breaking through this stage. If they wanted to break through, they had to know what this stage had. However, Fong Ping was not in a hurry. He turned around and said, "Li Zhu, Hong Yu, do you want to join forces and kill Yi and the others? In case they do something in secret, or tip off the Dao tree." In the distance, a group of beginner Heavenly Kings sighed. They were here again. Killing the third party was what the human king liked to do the most. They had to take it easy. A group of people gathered towards the sky arm. It was safer to follow the sky arm. P.S. There are only 2 updates today. Happy Valentine's Day. Chapter 13:19. Killing a third party was Fong Ping's favorite thing to do. In other words, no one wanted others to be the fishermen. Others might not have the courage to attack a third party, but Fong Ping did. But this time, Fong Ping's wishful thinking was wrong. Hong Yu and Li Zhu did not comment. It was not that they did not want to kill Heavenly King Yi and the others, but they had some concerns. Concerns that if they killed Heavenly King Yi, Fong Ping would attack them. Nowadays, humans were getting stronger and stronger. Hong Yu and Li Zhu were not stupid. Even if Heavenly King Yi really had a plan, humans would be the first to bear the brunt. On the other hand, if they killed Heavenly King Yi, not only would they not get any benefits, they might even become scapegoats. If the Tao tree behind Heavenly King Yi was really extremely powerful, killing Heavenly King Yi would be troublesome. At the last moment, perhaps they would become the buffer between humans and the Tao tree. Both sides would kill them to end everything. It was very likely that this would happen. Because of this time the 2 powerhouses did not care about Fong Ping at all. Fong Ping also knew that there was not much hope and felt a little regretful. Even if he and the weapon god envoy wanted to kill Heavenly King Yi, these 2 would not just stand by and watch. They would probably stop him. As humans became stronger, these powerhouses already had a basic principle. Too many powerhouses could not die, especially non-human powerhouses. Otherwise, in the end, it was very likely that the powerhouses of the 3 realms would join forces and still not be able to match the enemy humans. Therefore, at this moment, all forces were actually quite restrained. It was not the first time that a broken 8 Heavenly King and a broken 6 Heavenly King encountered each other, but there was almost no killing. This was to prevent all this. Not only to prevent humans, but also to prevent beginner martial artists. Strictly speaking, the 3 realms now should be the real 3 major forces, should be the human race, beginner martial artists, and other alliances. Hong Yu and Li Zhu did not want this balance to be broken again. Even if Heavenly King Yi had ulterior motives, that was a matter for the future. If the Tao tree wanted to plot against all beings, it would not be that easy. This time, there were many broken 8. The Tao tree was not an emperor. Even if it really broke 9, if all parties joined forces, they could beat back or even kill the Tao tree like last time. These people were very shrewd in their calculations. Fong Ping glanced and did not say anything. Actually, it was time to learn to be smart. In the past few years, Fong Ping had continuously weakened the strength of all parties. Countless powerhouses had died and were injured on all sides. The humans were getting stronger and stronger and had already become a great threat. Who would dare to rashly kill those Heavenly King powerhouses? Now, the death of a Heavenly King did not mean that they were weaker, but that the human race was stronger. There was no way to fight now. On one hand, it was because the 2 sides' combat power had not completely lost balance, and on the other hand, it was because of the threat of the Tao tree. Everyone looked at Jiang Hao. Jiang Hao wanted to keep the information to himself. However, seeing that Hong Yu and Li Zhu were eyeing Jiang Hao with hostility, including Skyarm, Fong Ping understood that he could not be too selfish. If he pushed the Chu Wu side to the opposite side, then he and the God-forging envoy would be in danger. Casually throwing out a few sofa chairs, Fong Ping called for the God Creation envoy to sit down, then called for Jiang Hao to sit down, and gave one to the Sky Arm, ignoring the others. Fong Ping sat down and said, "Jiang Hao, tell me how to break through this stage. Also, where did the projection of the earthly sovereign go?" Jiang Hao looked around and knew that Fong Ping could not handle the pressure. However, it was much better than before. Previously, Li Zhu and the others were overbearing and wanted to capture him directly to interrogate him. Now, however, they chose to listen from the side. Jiang Hao was just about to speak when the cat suddenly jumped over with a bang and landed on his shoulder. It sniffed, then jumped back with a bang and ignored him. Jiang Hao looked at the cat, his gaze slightly complicated, but he did not say anything. He knew what the cat was smelling. The cat was looking for unquestionable Jian, not him. Fong Ping rubbed the cat's big head. After unquestionable Jian died, although the cat did not mention it again, when Fong Ping knew the cat mentioned unquestionable Jian a lot. In these 8,000 years, there were not many people that the cat could remember. Unquestionable Jian occupied a lot of space in its life. As for Gong Zhuanzi, although he had been with the cat for thousands of years in the cat's heart, his position should be much lower than unquestionable Jian's. The matter with the cat was just a small interlude. No one said anything. Jiang Hao could not be considered unquestionable Jian. On the day unquestionable Jian died, there really was no such person in the three realms. Today, Jiang Hao only had a part of unquestionable Jian's memory. It was not much different from watching someone else's life. The impact on Jiang Hao was also limited. The earthly sovereign's projection has dissipated. Jiang Hao's first sentence made many people frown. Hong Yu said in a low voice, "Dissipated? The projections here are all indestructible. Even if they collapse, they will reappear very quickly. Why do they dissipate?" It was not his first round. Fong Ping was not the only one who had seen projections collapsing. Under normal circumstances, even if they collapsed, they would quickly reform. However, the earthly sovereign's projection had dissipated. What did this mean? No wonder they had not seen the earthly sovereign's projection since they came in. Jiang Hao glanced at him and said lightly, "I don't know why it collapsed either, but it did collapse. When I came here, the projection was already on the verge of collapsing. Maybe it's because the real body has completely disappeared?" He was not too sure. Fong Ping, on the other hand, was deep in thought. Previously, the Celestial Emperor's projection had also dissipated. Could the Celestial Emperor's projection that appeared after that still be considered a projection? He did not know. After the earthly sovereign's projection dissipated, there was no earthly sovereign's projection in this place. Would it reappear like the Celestial Emperor and be molded by the rules? The Beast Emperor's projection could reform after collapsing so many times. However, the earthly sovereign's projection could not. Perhaps it really had something to do with the real body. Jiang Hao ignored Hong Yu and continued. "When the earthly sovereign collapsed, he did say something to me. But most of it had nothing to do with the breakthrough." Fong Ping interrupted. "Just tell me how to break through. You don't have to say anything else." Fong Ping said calmly. There was no need for Hong Yu and the rest to hear. Even if the earthly sovereign had something good for Jiang Hao, it was Jiang Hao's opportunity. It was not Hong Yu's place to ask. Hong Yu wanted to say something, but hesitated. In the end, he sighed softly and did not speak. He actually wanted to ask something, but he did not say anything in the end. The earthly sovereign, his father, that domineering dominator, was even worse than Celestial Emperor Batian. It was a pity that among the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors, the only one who was clearly dead was the earthly sovereign. Needless to say, it was ridiculous. The celestial realm had been destroyed for 8,000 years. In these 8,000 years, the earthly sovereign was the most famous. In the end, the earthly sovereign was dead, but the others were still alive, including the celestial Emperor Zhan and the other 2 emperors. Jiang Hao nodded and continued. The way to break through is not difficult. Before the earthly sovereign's projection collapsed, he left something here. As long as we find it, we can use it as a token to break through, and the passageway will open automatically. Everyone was stunned. It was that simple? The powerhouses who came here had more or less broken through some of the barriers. The barriers were not that easy to break through. But what was the situation with the earthly sovereign? As long as they found the token, they would be able to break through? Fong Ping looked around. This place was a grassland. It was not a palace or anything like that. It was just a grassland. Of course, this level was not small. Otherwise, it would not be able to accommodate these people who had broken through to 8. Fong Ping asked immediately, "What is it?" As he said that, he added hurriedly, "You don't need to say anything. We can talk later. Anyway, we can break through as long as we find the token, right?" "Yes," Jiang Hao responded. He glanced at Hong Yu and the rest. After thinking for a while, he said, "But it might not be easy. I know that you might not believe what I said, but the earthly sovereign did leave a few other words. He left a lot of tokens here, but they are different. Some tokens will bring you some benefits, while others will only help you to pass through. All of you have experienced this before. Passing through doesn't mean that there will be benefits. Passing through doesn't mean much. Whether or not you can find a valuable token will depend on your luck. Li Zhu frowned slightly. He said softly, although this place is vast, it's not too big for us. Under the coverage of our mentality, there are no abnormalities. Are there any other restrictions on finding the token? If there aren't, with our strength, it won't be difficult to overturn this place. They were all top-notch powerhouses who had broken through to 7 or 8. This place was at most the size of a small county. It would not be too difficult to overturn such a big place. If they could find the token so easily, it would be too easy to pass through. Zhang Hao smiled. You can try. I don't know the details, but since it's the earthly sovereign's treasure, I don't think you can find it so easily. We've been fighting for so long that the ground has collapsed, but we didn't see anything. I don't think it's as simple as searching inch by inch to find the token. Li Zhu frowned. Han Yu glanced at Zhang Hao. Heavenly King, he said in a low voice. Zhang Hao, is there a limit to the number of tokens? I don't know. You really don't know how to find it? The token that the earthly sovereign mentioned might be a grain of dust or a blade of grass. This place isn't big, but anything can be a token. Zhang Hao said coolly. That will depend on how good your insight is. If you're lucky, you can find it. Since the earthly sovereign said so, there must be something unusual about the token. Otherwise, what's the difference? You, Heavenly King, he was displeased. He thought that Zhang Hao must have hidden some important information. However, when he glanced at Fang Ping, who was composed, Heavenly King, he suppressed his rage and didn't say another word. Zhang Hao definitely knew more than that. These people all had their own judgments. But now, it was probably Zhang Hao's limit to disclose some information. If he was not worried that the human race would become the target of public criticism, he would not have said anything. Fang Ping said lazily, That's enough. Are you all kids? Do you want me to teach you how to find it step by step? Zhang Hao knows a lot, but that's his own business. It has nothing to do with you. Telling you how to clear the levels is already doing me right. Fang Ping was not polite at all. He did not care how much information Zhang Hao had hidden. He looked at Hong Yu and the others and said with a smile, You're all smart people. Go find it yourselves. Do you think I would ask you how to clear the other levels? You'll tell me if I ask? Don't be jealous of others all the time. Disperse. If you want to find it, go find it yourself. If you can't find it, just stay here. You're so old already. You can't even see through this. Do you really think we're easy to bully? Everyone was speechless. Who dared to bully you? A bunch of lunatics. Lunatics. Especially you, Fang Ping. But they were all top-notch powerhouses. They knew this too. Unless they turned against each other again. Telling them this much was already the limit. Hong Yu did not say anything. He turned and left. Li Zhu did not stay any longer. He bellowed, Generals of the Heavenly Court, search every inch. Yes, sir. The people in the catacombs quickly scattered in all directions. Some used mentality to search, while others started digging 3 feet into the ground. On the other side, the few heavenly kings of beginner martial arts looked at each other. Very quickly, Skyarm said, Everyone go and look. If there's anything unusual, inform me immediately. These people dispersed. Heavenly King Yi and Sheng Hong did not stay either. Hong Yu and the others ran away. If they did not leave, they had to be careful that Fang Ping would turn against them and kill them. It was not that this fellow could not do it. As for Fang Ping and the others, they were not in a hurry to search. Clearly, they wanted to continue communicating with Zhang Hao. Although they wanted to listen, they could not stay any longer. As soon as they left, Fang Ping laughed. A palace descended directly. Combat Heavenly Palace. When Combat Heavenly Palace appeared, Fang Ping said, Let's go in and talk. There's no hurry. Be careful not to be eavesdropped by these fellows. Big Cat, monitor carefully. Don't let anyone eavesdrop. Meow. The cat was a little unhappy. He wanted it to work again. However, it was a little unwilling to enter Combat Heavenly Palace. At this moment, it did not waste any time. It sat in front of Combat Heavenly Palace's door and squatted on the ground. Obviously, it had decided not to go in. It was better to be a watch cat. Seeing this, The god creation envoy grinned and bent down to pinch the cat's head. In the end, the cat tilted its head and avoided his hand. Its big eyes were full of displeasure. If you don't give me any benefits, I won't let you play with me. The god creation envoy was extremely tired. How realistic. Back then, I gave you a pot and a bell. If you wanted to touch it, you could touch it. If you didn't want to touch it, you, the cat, had to come over by yourself. Now, isn't this old man just a little down and out? Is there a need to be so realistic? Fong Ping laughed as he watched. Li Hansong's skeletal teeth were exposed. He also wanted to laugh. Zhang Hao also had a smile on his face. He did not say anything. The group walked toward Combat Heavenly Palace. Outside the door, the cat lay on the ground lazily. Looking at the many people exploring and digging the ground in all directions, the cat's mouth twitched. How silly. Zhang Hao must be hiding something. At this moment, in the sky, Li Zhu suddenly said. Han Yu nodded slightly. Li Zhu looked at him and said, "The earthly emperor is your father. Don't you have any clues?" Han Yu did not say anything. What is this place? The place where this kind of checkpoint appears is usually not an unfamiliar place. Where is this place? Li Zhu asked again. Han Yu was silent for a while, then said slowly, "The hunting ground. When I was young, my father liked to bring Hong Kuan and me to hunt here. He taught us martial arts and fought with some demons to train in battle." Li Zhu saw that he was a little sad and did not continue this topic. He said again, "Previously, the rules avoided Fong Ping. Why? What is true blood?" True blood. Han Yu put his hands behind his back and thought for a while. He said slowly, "True blood is actually not considered blood, or rather, it is a kind of source. Legend has it that true blood is actually the juice of the seed. This place should have a lot to do with the seed of rebirth." Fong Ping had integrated true blood, so it was indeed possible that there was some connection with this place. The rules were also a kind of embodiment of Tao. Fong Ping's true blood has some resonance with the rules here. That's why he can avoid being harmed by the rules. Of course, he probably did not integrate a lot of true blood. He might not be able to avoid all of them. Li Zhu frowned. Where did he get this thing? The seed of rebirth. This might be the biggest secret of the three realms. Where did Fong Ping get true blood? Hong Yu's eyes were deep. There might be some left behind where the seed appeared. There might be some in the human world. In fact, it could appear anywhere. But the place with the highest probability should be the world behind the door, or this place. He might have gotten it here. Of course, it could also be somewhere else like the world behind the door. Li Zhu's eyes flickered. He said in a low voice, "He can go to the world behind the door. Who knows?" Hong Yu turned to look at the towering Combat Heavenly Palace. He said softly, "I'm afraid Fong Ping's background is not that simple. He was born at the right time. Previously, I thought Zhang Tao was the one. Now it seems like he might be the one." Li Zhu nodded slightly. His tone was slightly complicated. "The Heavenly Court and the humans have a blood feud. I'm afraid there will be a war sooner or later. Now, the humans are getting stronger and stronger. Sigh. I don't know what will happen in the future. The catacombs and the humans have been fighting for years. Both sides had suffered countless casualties. The catacombs did not care about the deaths of the weak, but the humans did. Especially in the past 100 years, the humans had suffered more than 10 million casualties. People like Zhang Tao and Fong Ping were born with the heart of revenge. They fought for it. In the future, there might still be a war. However, the catacomb strength was now at a disadvantage. Once Fong Ping advanced past 8, it might be the time for the humans to take revenge. Hong Yu said in a low voice, "Hong Kuan and the rest are not stupid. They might not give Fong Ping this chance. It's not just them, even in the sky grave, there are many people who don't want the origin to produce powerhouses. Tian Chun is still guarding the sky grave continent, but the seal will be broken sooner or later. He won't be able to protect it. When those people come out, Fong Ping was born with destiny. Plus, Song Mao is among the humans. The future is uncertain. The three realms have just fallen into chaos. Fong Ping is not qualified to suppress the three realms now. Heavenly King, subduing King. Hong Yu fell silent. After a while, he said calmly, his role has actually ended, guarding the human world for 8,000 years. That's his role. He wants to break through to the imperial path or the extreme path. Sooner or later, he will be targeted. Imperial path? Maybe, or maybe it's his master. Hong Yu said meaningfully, that master of his is not an ordinary person. He might not have really died back then, but he has never appeared in the three realms. I suspect that the war back then had a lot to do with the sun god. He let his disciple guard the human world for 8,000 years. It might not be out of good intentions. Li Zhu fell into deep thought. After a long while, he laughed. Forget it. Let's not care about them first. Let's break through this stage first. About the Tao tree. The Tao tree, Hong Yu said in a low voice. The Tao tree. I've actually heard of it. I don't know much about it. I've only interacted with it once, very briefly. Years ago, my father went to the Divine Emperor Palace. I saw it once in the Divine Emperor Garden back then. It had yet to transform. Now, it seems like it has already become a spirit. There have always been rumors that the Beast Emperor did not fully prove his Tao. If he had, the Beast Emperor's combat power would not be what it is now among the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors. He would probably be ranked in the top 3. Of course, that's just a rumor. If the Tao tree really has become a spirit, I'm afraid it's eyeing the position of Emperor of Demon Plants, or even the position of Emperor of the Demon Race. Li Zhu's eyes flashed. You're called the Demon Emperor. This demon is not that demon. Hong Yu shook his head slightly. It was different. He was called the Demon Emperor because people denied his identity as the earthly emperor. They thought he was a monster, not an earthly emperor. He was a demon, a monster of a monster. But the Demon Emperor was the emperor of the demon race. It was different. Li Zhu did not dwell on this. He asked, what should we do if we encounter the Tao tree? I'm afraid the Tao tree is in the last stage. If it's not the Divine Emperor, then the Celestial Emperor. The Celestial Emperor is not the Celestial Dog? No. Hong Yu shook his head and smiled. I don't know much about the Celestial Emperor. However, in the later stages of the Heavenly Realm, the Heavenly Hound called itself the Celestial Emperor and broke a big taboo. All the emperors knew about it, but no one said anything. They wanted to see if there would be any accidents. The Heavenly Hound was similar to Feng's disciple. It was a bait. Unfortunately, the Heavenly Hound did not know about it. It was so smug. In the end, Celestial Emperor Batian chased it out of the Heavenly Realm, saving it. However, the Heavenly Hound did not manage to escape in the end. Hong Yu took a deep breath. Be careful. The fact that the Heavenly Hound did not manage to escape means a lot. If the Heavenly Hound did not get into trouble, it would mean that the Celestial Emperor was really done for. However, it seems that might not be the case. The bait, the Heavenly Hound, worked in the end. What about the emperors of Zhan Palace? Li Zhu said in a low voice. All of Feng's disciples are dead. That's hard to be sure. Hong Yu looked at Combat Heavenly Palace again, shaking his head. The deaths of Feng's disciples are closely related to Feng Ping. As for the reincarnations of Heavenly Emperor Zhan and the rest, they are very close to him. Therefore, it's hard to be sure whether it's the influence of Heavenly Emperor Zhan and the rest or Feng Ping. Feng's disciples, other than the one with the name Zhan, who died at the hands of the Demon Emperor, almost all of them died at Feng Ping's hands. As such, it would interfere with some people's judgment. This was because Feng Ping was also a vortex. Hong Yu went back to the topic at hand. Even if we encounter the Tao tree, we will not be its first target. The Tao tree will probably wait for everyone to gather before appearing. When that happens, we might not have to be afraid of it. If it gathers us, why doesn't it do it now? Why does it have to wait for us to clear the checkpoint? Hong Yu laughed. Perhaps it's because clearing more checkpoints will help in the final checkpoint. Or rather, clearing checkpoints will help weaken some of its power. Haven't you noticed that the more people there are to clear a checkpoint, the weaker the checkpoint's power will be? The Tao tree might have asked Yi to lure us here because of this. Li Zhu nodded slightly. He had actually sensed something. Right now, he had a deeper understanding of this place. After thinking for a while, he finally said in a low voice, the purpose of this place might be to nurture an emperor. I wonder if it's the seed of rebirth's will or someone else's. If it's not the seed of rebirth, then it's the heavenly emperor's will. Hong Yu murmured, Indeed, it wants to nurture an emperor. Perhaps it wants to achieve something. Of course, we can't rule out the possibility that it's the divine emperor's arrangement. In any case, this is not a good place to become an emperor. However, it's a good place to improve our strength. Here, as long as we don't become emperors, we should not be too affected. It might not be a good thing for the Tao tree to become an emperor here. Perhaps it will become a fake emperor. The real emperor should still be behind the door. Becoming an emperor, there is the real origin emperor. Li Zhu laughed. He was not too concerned about this. Right now, he was still a little short of breaking 8. Becoming an emperor was still very far away from him. Right now, the ones who needed to worry were not him, but the powerhouses who had broken 8. This place was very strange. Even if one became an emperor here, it might not be a good thing. After the two of them conversed for a while, Li Zhu did not ask any more questions. He personally wanted to look for the keepsake. He still had to clear the checkpoint. If he had some more gains, he would truly be able to break 8. Hong Yu waited for him to leave before murmuring, Father, what did you leave behind in this checkpoint? Chapter 1320. Inside Combat Heavenly Palace. Fong Ping looked at Zhang Hao and asked curiously, How many stages have you passed? 9 trials. 9 challenges, not bad. Fong Ping chuckled. That warlord guy, when I came here, he was still stuck at the first stage. You've already broken through the 9th stage. Zhang Hao was surprised. He didn't pass? He was really a little surprised. This patriarch of mine is too cowardly. Fong Ping laughed heartily. I'm stuck at Heavenly Emperor Zhan's level. I can't read. Battle Heavenly the Arch. Zhang Hao nodded slightly and said, If you don't pay attention to that stage, it will indeed be difficult to pass. If it weren't for the people outside reminding me to read properly, I probably wouldn't have expected it either. It was obvious that he had already broken through Heaven battling Thearchus trial. Fong Ping asked again, This is your 10th stage? Who else have you not cleared yet? The 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors should have 13 stages, and this was his 10th stage. Zhang Hao had not passed 3 stages. As for whether there was a Heavenly Emperor obstacle, Fong Ping was not sure yet. I have not passed Emperor God, Emperor of Heaven Reverse, and Emperor East. When Fong Ping heard that, he frowned slightly. This seemed to be ranking according to ability. He had yet to pass these 3 tests, as well as the Spirit Sovereign and the Heaven-Destroying Arch. He still had 5 tests to pass, but Zhang Hao had passed quite a few. Did you pass the test with Celestial Monarch Badian? Yes. Zhang Hao smiled and said, It's still considered easy. I passed Heaven Emperor Baishan's trial, and it's still a desperate realm. You should know that I've controlled a higher level of combat strength before, so I was able to defeat the desperate Celestial Emperor. That's why it was easier for me to pass this stage. He had passed that stage. Fong Ping looked at the God Creation Envoy. The God Creation Envoy shook his head and said, I haven't passed it yet. Then take it easy. Fong Ping said sympathetically, There's a change in that stage. The previous Celestial Emperor was obliterated. Now what's left is the robot Celestial Emperor. I feel like it's much stronger than before. The God Creation Envoy was speechless. He always felt that nothing good would come out of the checkpoints that Fong Ping had passed. He had only passed the 4th stage, and he didn't know what would happen next. After thinking about it, the God Creation Envoy asked curiously, Did you meet that old ghostly Jin? No. The God Creation Envoy stroked his short beard and frowned. That's strange. We don't seem to have met this old fellow before. I even met the Nether God once. I met Fong and saw King Kuan. The Heavenly Hound should have appeared at Zhan Tianyi's level. Fong Ping had also encountered quite a number of powerhouses who had broken through 8. However, he really hadn't met the Heavenly King subduing. Although it was a random checkpoint and the probability of encountering the other party was not high, there seemed to be no movement after Heavenly King Zhun entered this place. Fong Ping was not the only one who had not encountered a Heavenly King. None of the people Fong Ping had met said that they had encountered a Heavenly King. The God-forging envoy pondered for a moment, then said, Be careful here. There are some tricks. This old man actually sensed the Tao tree you mentioned before coming in. Someone had laid down an inescapable net. Perhaps it is as you said, and the Tao tree has really taken root in the various stages. At the critical moment, it might be connected to the final stage. As the number of people clearing the levels increased, the ceiling strength of each level decreased. The Tao tree might have been waiting for this opportunity. However, according to everyone's current situation, there aren't many people who can break through the stages of the Divine Emperor. The God-forging envoy thought for a moment and said in a low voice, "Be careful. The Tao tree might affect something and seal the powerhouses in those few stages instead of receiving them. Oldly might have fallen for it and been trapped in a certain stage. If the Tao tree was secretly tempting everyone to enter and carry out some kind of plot, then it would definitely not let some powerhouses that threatened to pass." The Heavenly King Jun was very strong. Previously, he was close to breaking through 3 gates. Such a top-notch powerhouse might have been schemed against by the Tao tree the moment he entered. He was worried that the Heavenly King Jin would affect it, so he trapped the Heavenly King in a certain stage. This was not impossible. The Tao tree had been here for a long time, so it might be able to do it. When Fong Ping heard that, he frowned and said, "In that case, the Tao tree is not stupid. It only did it because it was confident, but..." Fong Ping glanced at the God-forging envoy and said with a smile, "Only the Heavenly King is trapped, not Senior." Does that mean that he is not afraid of Senior and looks down on Senior? The God-forging envoy was tired. Your way of thinking was really unique. I told you it was troublesome. You told me that others looked down on me, and you even had to stab me in the heart once. Was there a need? Nonsense, according to what you said. It is either at the peak of breaking 8 or breaking 9. Why is it afraid of me? The God-forging envoy still knew his own limits. He had only broken through 1 gate, but his strength was almost comparable to 2 gates. This was because he had forged a body of fake jade bones, which was not inferior to the real thing. Even so, he was not a match for the peak of breaking 8. The Tao tree was afraid of the Heavenly King, but it was not afraid of him. However, the God-forging envoy was not someone to be trifled with. He sneered and said, "Brat, you don't have to stab me. Since I've come in, there are some things that can't be said by others. Just you wait and see." "What? You still have other arrangements? Guess for yourself." The God-forging envoy did not tell him. Fong Ping curled his lips. At this time, Zhang Hao said, "Which stages have you not passed? Tell me, maybe I can provide some clues. I'm just not sure if there will be any changes." "Annihilate the Heavenly Emperor and the Spirit Emperor." Zhang Hao was a little surprised. Fong Ping had passed a lot of stages too. However, he knew that Fong Ping was a monster, so he did not ask further. He immediately said, "You should have no problem passing the stage of exterminating Heavenly Emperor. He mainly tests whether your origin is strong or not. If your origin is more condensed, then it will not be a problem to pass." The Spirit Emperor's stage is a little troublesome. Zhang Hao smiled bitterly and said, "The Spirit Emperor's stage is in her dojo. You might have been there before. Actually, it's not too troublesome, but forget it." Fong Ping was speechless. "Just say it. It's raising a cat." Zhang Hao smiled bitterly and said, "There is also a cat in the small building where the Heavenly King and the others broke through. Of course, it doesn't have any intelligence. The Spirit Emperor's stage is to raise a cat. It's not difficult to pass, but it's troublesome, complicated, and a headache. You have to play with the cat, feed it, and make it happy. If the cat thinks that you can pass, then you pass." I spent a relatively long time in that stage. I spent a full 3 months playing with that cat. In the end, I didn't get any benefits. It seemed that the cat was tired of playing, so it let me leave. The corner of Fong Ping's mouth twitched. There was such a thing? Fortunately, I didn't go there. Otherwise, Fong Ping suspected that he would not be able to stop himself from beating the cat to death. "Let's see. Let the cat solve it itself. I don't know if it will work." "Oh, right. You didn't come into contact with the Spirit Emperor?" "The Spirit Emperor doesn't appear much. In the past 3 months, I've only seen her twice. It was a flash, and I didn't have the chance to communicate. The Spirit Emperor might be beneficial. You should actually come into contact with him." Thinking of this, Fong Ping immediately said, Oh right, did you test the method of qualitative change at the Emperor's stage? No, cultivating the Emperor's technique. Fong Ping frowned and nodded quickly. That's good. Senior God Creation Envoy, you should take it easy. At the Emperor's stage, the Emperor's avatar came in and replaced the projection. Don't be tricked by him. What? The God Creation Envoy was a little surprised. Then he frowned and said, "This guy is cunning. Then we have to be careful." The few of them exchanged information, and Fong Ping told them everything he knew. Soon, the topic shifted to the Earth Emperor. When I came, the Earth Emperor was indeed about to collapse. Zhang Hao's expression was a little solemn. He said in a low voice, "The Earth Emperor isolated the space and communicated with me. He saw the unquestionable sword and guessed my identity, so he asked me some things about the outside world. He also had some feelings about the fall of the unquestionable sword. When Zhang Hao mentioned this, he also sighed. He guessed that his real body had perished. Maybe the words of a man on the verge of death are kind." The Earth Emperor said a lot of things. Zhang Hao thought for a while before concluding. Generally speaking, there are 3 points. First, it's about the Heaven Reverse Emperor. Zhang Hao said quickly. The Earth Emperor used to rule the land, but the land was later invaded by energy cultivators. All of this had a lot to do with the Heaven Reverse Emperor. The Earth Emperor and the Heaven Reverse Emperor had a good relationship back then. When the Heaven Reverse Emperor passed on his skills, he did not stop him. The Earth Emperor did not allow the Heaven Reverse Emperor to pass on his skills to the human world, so the human world still cultivated vitality instead of energy. The Earth Emperor said that even though the Celestial Source Project was proposed by the Heaven Emperor and implemented by the 9 sovereigns, in fact, the Heaven Reverse Emperor participated a lot. The other 3 emperors did not participate much. Back then, the 3 emperors' goal was to perfect the last few flaws and become the sovereign emperor. Therefore, they did not care much. The change of the celestial source has a lot to do with the Heaven Reverse Emperor. Fong Ping nodded slightly. He was also very cautious about the Heaven Reverse Emperor. He did not dare to trust him. Second, it has something to do with the Emperor God. Or in other words, there is a key to the first and the second. The Earth Emperor said that the Emperor God and the Heaven Reverse Emperor had a close relationship. They were close in the early years. Both of them were the strongest in the initial martial arts period, one of the leaders of the initial martial arts period, the ancient leaders. But later, the two pretended that they were not familiar with each other. The Earth Emperor also discovered all of this by chance. He suspected that the change of the 3 realms might be caused by the Heaven Reverse Emperor and the Emperor God. Zhang Hao took a deep breath. He was a little nervous. Even in the Heavenly Palace, he still chose to send a voice transmission. The Earth Emperor once suspected that the Heaven Reverse Emperor and the Emperor God might be the same person. Boom! Fong Ping and the God Crafting Envoy felt as if they had been struck by lightning and were extremely shocked. What did he mean? The First Emperor and the First Emperor might be the same person? This is the Earth Emperor's guess. The Heaven Reverse Emperor and the Emperor God are both very old, so old that he is not very familiar with their past. He only knows that when the initial martial arts period rose, the two appeared. The Emperor God focuses on the mentality. He likes research and does not like to fight. The Heaven Reverse Emperor focuses on the flesh and energy. He is powerful in combat, but he seldom shows up. The Earth Emperor has such a guess because he has sparred with the two. Although their fighting styles are completely different, he has studied them afterward and found that their fighting trajectories are somewhat similar. It is a kind of fighting habit. This thing goes deep into the bone, and it is difficult to fake. The Earth Emperor is also a genius. He felt something was wrong after that. But these two are ancient powerhouses. They are too powerful. He did not mention it to the public. Fong Ping and the Weapon God Ambassador looked at each other. They were both shocked. No way. These two rank top 3 among the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors. If it was only one person, that would be too horrifying. One was good at the mentality, the other was good at the flesh and energy. If this was a fusion, then Fong Ping suddenly thought of someone. Gu Qing, who was killed in the king's battlefield. Back then, Gu Qing had 2 avatars. He wanted to cultivate both to the true God-realm fusion. He thought of King Kun again. King Kun also had two avatars. His avatar wanted to devour the heavenly wood, forge the jade bone body, and then fuse. In this way, Hong Kun would also become an all-rounder powerhouse. Fong Ping's heart palpitated. The weapon god ambassador also murmured, "It can't be. These two guys are too old, and they're also terrifyingly powerful." It can be said that with martial arts, there will be these two people. Are they the same person? If that is the case, does the Celestial Emperor know? If the Celestial Emperor does not know, then it is really scary. Do these two guys want to fuse and completely transcend? He also found it hard to believe. He had never thought of this. No one in the three realms had thought of this. Who were these two people? That was the true supreme existence back then. One was the first emperor, the other was the first extreme Tao. Could these two people be one? Zhang Hao saw that the two were shocked and understood. He was also shocked when he heard it for the first time. At this moment, Zhang Hao continued, "There is a third point. The earthly king suspects that the other three emperors of the extreme Tao may be their research subjects. The earthly king feels that the path of the three emperors of the extreme Tao is too coincidental. It may be a deliberate guidance by the God Emperor and the Emperor of Heaven reversed to let them walk this path. They want to see the effect of walking the extreme Tao, and then they may want to forcefully fuse them. I told him that the three emperors of the extreme Tao are reincarnated in the human world. The earthly king judged that in the last battle in the heaven realm, the three emperors might have been plotted against, and this may be the purpose. If he really died, it may have something to do with him finding some clues." Zhang Hao said in a deep voice, "If the earthly king's projection can make some judgments, then the real body may know more. But the earthly king is not good at quarreling. He said it himself. His real body may be very bold and wanted to steal the results of the God Emperor and the Emperor of Heaven reverse. In the end, he may have been discovered, so he was killed." The God Creator nodded. "That is possible. The earthly king is arrogant and unruly. He thinks he is invincible in the world. He doesn't think that the God Emperor and the Emperor of Heaven reverse are better than him. If the God Emperor really found something, he may want to be the Oriole. If so, then it is reasonable that he was killed. Such a big plan, and it has been planned since the beginning of martial arts. If the God Emperor and the Emperor of Heaven reverse are one, then the God Emperor must be ambitious. The earthly king wants to take the food from the tiger's mouth. How can it be so easy? It is not surprising that he was killed." He then continued, "If that's the case, then it's not strange that he made some arrangements for his son and gave him a way out. Maybe he was prepared before the war broke out. He should know more than the others. He may have already made arrangements in secret. He knows that the battle is of great importance, and he will either succeed or die. Therefore, he has made arrangements for Hong Kun and Hong Yu. That is the reason why they could reach the 8th level so quickly. In this case, Hong Kun and Hong Yu were powerful, and they had already made arrangements. There was an answer, because the audacious earthly king knew a lot of things, but he did not tell anyone. Instead, he wanted to take it for himself and be the Oriole. He also knew how difficult it was to deal with the God Emperor and the Emperor of Heaven reverse. He was also prepared to be killed. Fong Ping took a deep breath. These emperors had too many secrets. Also, these people were terrifyingly bold. Each of them was astute and had their own plans. The battle back then could be said to be an accident. Maybe many emperors already knew about it. As for battle, annihilation, and tyrant, they might not know much. Fong Ping suddenly shook his head and sighed. How pitiful. At this level, they still can't escape the fate of being pawns. These guys are more sinister than the other. Now I am wondering if the earthly king faked his death to hide in the dark. I can't rule out this possibility. The god-crafting envoy was helpless. To be honest, you have to admit that the 9 emperors were indeed a group of top-notch martial artists in that era. The top-notch group surpassed the others in every aspect. Otherwise, they would not have been able to become emperors in that era where tens of thousands of Tao competed. Although I feel that I am talented but have missed the opportunity, but to be honest, Fong Ping thought that he was going to belittle himself. Unexpectedly, the old man turned around and said, "If you really want to talk about it, the Emperor God, Emperor Dongwang, and the others can actually compete with me." Fong Ping rolled his eyes wildly. Fong Ping ignored him. He knocked on the table and exhaled. "It's hard to imagine. The situation in the three realms is more complicated than I thought. If those two are really one, then it's really scary. This means that their plan is even bigger. Until now, it has not been exposed. Now, only these two can move freely, but there has been no movement. What does that mean?" Fong Ping licked his lips and said, "I suspect that these two have a bigger plan. The Emperor of Heaven. The Emperor of Heaven might not be their goal. Damn, both of them are incomparably deep. It better not be one person. Otherwise, even if they reach the Emperor level, they may not be able to turn the tables. These two are the top three among the emperors. If they really merge, will the Emperor be a match for them?" The news that Jiang Hao brought stunned him and filled Fong Ping with a sense of crisis. Now, the Dao Tree was also planning to seize the opportunity to become an emperor. It was the God Emperor's pawn. What was he trying to do? Could it be that the God Emperor's plan was bigger? Fong Ping suddenly laughed. The Dao Tree wants to become an emperor, and the God Emperor has been cultivating the Dao Tree. Back then, he even took away the dragon transformation. F***CK. This guy can't be thinking of making another Demon Emperor clone, right? An extreme Dao Heavenly Emperor, the first Emperor, a Demon Emperor, if this is really one, and then merge again, will no one in the three realms be a match for it? The God Creation Envoy inhaled and said in disbelief, "That guy can't be so ambitious. Can he? It's hard to say." Fong Ping rubbed his chin. If the God Emperor is the mastermind behind the scenes, then he might have a bigger ambition to create the current situation in the three realms. The seed of rebirth. According to what they said, the seed of rebirth is the source of power in the three realms. This old guy can't be thinking of getting rid of the seed of rebirth, right? Or absorbing it. If that's the case, then his ambition is so big that even I am shocked. Fong Ping noted down all these things. They were very important. These things were very important for him to grasp the situation in the three realms, as well as to judge and rope in the future. At this moment, Fong Ping suddenly smiled and said, "Back then, Hong Kun said that one day in the future, the enemy might no longer be the enemy, and the friend might no longer be the friend. Do you think that in the future, will we join forces with Hong Kun? This guy looks like he really wants to avenge his father. Maybe there really is a possibility of joining forces." The God Creation Envoy said indifferently, "Why are you thinking so much? If there really is a war in the future, he might not be qualified to participate, since he is not an emperor." "That's true." Fong Ping looked at Jiang Hao. "Then what about the specific method to pass this stage?" "It's what I said before, but you can't just look for things randomly." Jiang Hao continued, "When I came, the Earth Emperor was about to collapse. He didn't have time to say too much and leave too much behind. So before this, he left behind some of the things that he wanted to leave behind. The Earth Emperor said that in this stage, he left behind some of the secrets that he knew, including some of his unique combat skills, and even some things about the higher levels. There are mainly three things that are the most important: a small wooden sword, a jade pendant, and a crystal ball. He left a lot of things here, but not everyone can find them. He actually left them for his two sons. His two sons will have some weak reactions to these things. Of course, as the receiver of his last words, he also left me a source of qi. Most of the things are hidden in the Sumeru space. He opened it here. I should be able to find one of them with the source of qi. As for Hong Kun and Hong Yu, they should each have a corresponding treasure. He actually has a distribution of the three treasures. The others might be able to find some ordinary items, but they are only proof of passing the stage. They're not very useful." "Yo, you really dote on your son." Fong Ping chuckled and said, "It's okay. Since we know, then it's ours." "All right, this old guy is not an idiot. He will tell you that there are three treasures. If it were me, I would at most tell you that there is only one most important, which is the one you are looking for. Why do you have to say three? Aren't you afraid that you will take it for yourself?" As soon as he said that, Jiang Hao frowned and fell into deep thought. After a while, he said in a muffled voice, "I didn't think too much about it before. Now that you mention it, it is indeed a little strange." "What do you mean?" "Maybe there is some kind of trap. The one you got might be the one that he wants others to know about. The one that Hong Kuin and Hong you got might not be the one that is really useful. When the time comes, you think that the two treasures are useful, and you tell others, they will also think that the two treasures are useful. At the crucial moment, these two fellows hand over the items. Maybe they can avoid some trouble. After all, the earthly emperor is their father." Fong Ping thought and laughed. This possibility is not small. It is nothing more than a smokescreen. As a father, it would not be right if he did not leave something for his sons. From some of his actions, it seems that he cares for his sons a lot. In this way, if there is really something good, the probability of him leaving it for his sons is very high. The others will think so too. With you around, the others will think that it is only these two things when they ask. Naturally, they will not think about other things. But these two, did they really get this treasure? The God Creation Envoy looked at Fong Ping with a strange look in his eyes. He said it as if he had personally set it up. As expected, sinister people understood sinister people the best. Fong Ping, this kid, had never thought of people in a good light. In any case, as long as it was not his family, he would deal with it as a bad person. Fong Ping said and laughed. "It's okay. We will find them all. We will get all the things here. No matter what, they are all ours." The others will not agree. When the God Creation Envoy said this, Fong Ping said unhappily, "You are really stupid. Who are you? Aren't you here? You are a professional counterfeiter. If I had your strength, would I still be able to break through stage by stage? I will directly fake it. The Emperor Creators fake, pretending to be their origin chi, and directly try to break through the stage. I can see that they let people break through, in fact, through a few points to open up a passageway. First, aura. Second, origin. Third, some connections with the rules of this place. It's a little difficult for me to fake aura and origin now, but I can provide the third point. I realize that my true blood is indeed a little involved with the rules of this place. I will think of a way to break through the connection of the rules. Senior, you can think of a way to fake the earthly emperor's aura and origin. It only takes an instant for them to break through. If we can break through, who cares if it's true or false? Who knows if it's true or not? Fong Ping's words made the God Creation Envoy dumbfounded. Could it be like this? It seemed like it could be done. He was indeed a master of counterfeiting. Otherwise, he would not have created a fake path that day. That was not a small project. Then what you mean is that we find everything here, but we might not be able to find everything, Fong Ping sighed. You're so stupid. We've already created fake origins and auras, including the passageway that connects to the rules. Then, we should be equivalent to replacing the earthly sovereign's position in this round. When the time comes, we'll still be able to find out where he's hiding things. It is difficult for outsiders to find the things that the earthly emperor has hidden. But what if we become the earthly emperor himself? That way it would not be difficult. If others find one or two of them, it would not be a problem. If they forcefully exchange them, it would be obvious that they are not qualified to take those items. We will use ordinary tokens to exchange, other than Hong Yu and the others. Would the others dare not to exchange? Even if Hong Yu and the others dare not exchange, we will not let them pass. They already said that they will replace the earthly emperor. If we don't let them pass, do they have a way to pass? Fong Ping said proudly, "This stage is good. The earthly emperor's projection has collapsed, giving us a chance. Actually, we can control this stage. As a challenger, the greatest achievement is not to break through, but to control that stage. Senior, your thinking is too old-fashioned. Why do you have to listen to others? Fate is in my own hands. I, Fong Ping, will not resign myself to fate. Although I am in someone else's chess game now, I must turn the situation around. Even if I am a chess piece, I must give myself the greatest amount of freedom. You only know how to break through one stage at a time. What kind of future can you have? Listen to me, do it, and directly plunder all the benefits of this stage. I, Fong Ping, like to pack things up and take them away. It is not that he gives me 100 good things to choose from, and I must choose one. The God Creation Envoy was dumbfounded. Zhang Hao also had a look of surprise on his face, ashamed of his inferiority. No wonder Fong Ping was a human king. This fellow was not strong in terms of strength, but in terms of thinking. He did not follow the so-called rules at all. In his opinion, rules were meant to be broken. Chapter 13:21. Fake. Everyone who heard Fong Ping's words was shocked by what he had said. This guy really dared to dream. Right now, Fong Ping was not in a hurry to go out and look for it. It would take a long time to find it. Fong Ping looked at Zhang Hao. Do you still have that wisp of origin chi? Here, take it out and see if you can imitate it. After all, it's just a projection, so it shouldn't be too difficult to analyze. Zhang Hao did not waste any time. A strand of golden hair-like power thread appeared in his hand. Fong Ping looked at the God Crafting Envoy and asked, "Senior, can you copy it?" The God Creation Envoy was a little excited. He rubbed his hands and said, "Don't say. This old man has never done this before. Brat, you sure have guts. You even dare to pretend to be a king. The Emperor is not human?" The God Forging Envoy was speechless. The people of their era were still very respectful towards the Emperor. Times were different, and so were some concepts. Fong Ping, this fellow, was lawless. He did not have that kind of feudal mindset. He never thought that the Emperor could not be defied. The God Creation Envoy did not receive the strand of golden energy. His eyes were like fiery eyes, releasing a brilliant light as he looked at the golden thread in Zhang Hao's hand. The golden thread seemed to have a life of its own as it slowly trembled. The God Crafting Envoy did not mind. After carefully observing for a while, he quickly said, "The power has weakened, causing the Emperor Qi to not be condensed enough. If he wanted to disguise himself, it was not impossible, but he needed some time. However, just pretending isn't necessarily useful. Tell me, how are you going to connect the rules?" "It's simple. When the Hand of Rule appeared, I sensed it. It has some connection with the true blood. I'll give some blood to the earthly sovereign's clone. It should be able to create a connection. I'm just afraid that if we waste too much time, the things will be taken away. No, I'll go out and delay them later." As Fong Ping said that, he looked at Zhang Hao and said, "You'll go out with me later and fool them. Senior, please create some fake objects as soon as possible. I will discover them." As he said that, the God Creation Envoy frowned and said, "Not so fast. I haven't finished analyzing it yet." Fong Ping's eyes flickered, and he smiled suddenly. "I got it." In the next moment, a broken plaque appeared in his hand. Earth Imperial Palace. Yes, when he was at the headquarters of the Divine Sect, he found some treasures in the hall where the Heavenly Hound was trapped. They were incomplete, and among them was the broken plaque of the Earth Palace. It must have been left behind by Hong Kuan to mourn for him. Now Fong Ping thought of this. He looked at the God Crafting Envoy and said, "This is a genuine Earth Palace's plaque. Senior, cut it and make it into different things. Even Hong Yu has to take it seriously." The God Creation Envoy didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He gave a thumbs up and said, "This is not a fake. This is real." Apart from the person in question, Hong Yu would probably fall for it. "You're really cunning." After saying that, he thought for a moment and said, "Then I'll do it right away. You have to make it a little more fake. After all, this isn't the real Earth Palace. I suspect that those things are actually fabricated using energy. If you make it real, you might be exposed." This person was also a connoisseur. When connoisseurs met connoisseurs, it would be a powerful alliance. As the God Creation Envoy measured the plaque, he smiled and said, "I'll just extract some aura. You'd better find a real keepsake as soon as possible. I'll forge it according to the keepsake. It's better to get the Earth Emperor's avatar out as soon as possible. Otherwise, I'm worried that those people will leave after getting the keepsake." Fong Ping said hurriedly, "With the avatar here, I should be able to control the keepsake and make it ineffective. There should be some rule power attached to the keepsake. I have to take back the rule power in case someone runs away directly." That's right. At this moment, The God Creation Envoy also had the attitude of drinking 1,000 cups with a bosom friend. He said excitedly, "Kid, your eyes are very sharp and your thinking is unique. If you become my disciple, I guarantee that you'll be able to fake better than me. Forget it. Your forgery skills are average. It's fine if you don't learn." The God Creation Envoy cursed silently. "You don't want to accept you as a son. You don't want to accept you as a disciple either. This bastard's standards are really high." However, he was also a little depressed. Speaking of which, there was not much he could teach Fong Ping. Forging divine weapons was a unique skill. However, Fong Ping did not care at all. In his eyes, if the divine weapon was gone, he would just snatch it. And he had to forge it himself? How troublesome. "Forget it. I'm too lazy to teach you," the God Creation Envoy said, and quickly said, "Then I'll cut some objects first. This thing is just right. I'll use this object as the foundation, the origin chi in Jianghao's hands as the source, and your blood as the base. I should be able to forge a projection of the Earth Emperor that can be passed off as real." The God Creation Envoy rubbed his hands again. He had not made a move for some time. In the past, he had only forged objects. Today, he had forged a pseudo-emperor. This was the first time in his career. He was still a little excited. The God Creation Envoy quickly cut the Earth Palace's plaque. He was also extracting some aura and carrying out materialization. Very quickly, he created a few small objects. There was the small wooden sword that Jiang Hao had mentioned, and the jade pendant that was purely illusory. Then he carried out the old work. In fact, the plaque was an old object. However, the God Creation Envoy had cut it before, so there were still some traces left. This guy was also an old hand. Very quickly, he did it as if it was real. There were no clues at all. Fong Ping was also excited when he saw this. An expert was an expert. What he did was realistic. It was an old object of the Earth Palace in the first place. Now that the God Creation Envoy had done this, Fong Ping felt that even if the Earth Emperor himself came, he might not be able to distinguish the real from the fake. Jiang Hao and Li Hansong, who were at the side, were already dumbfounded. When these two guys met, they had to say that they were the kind of people who would not pay with their lives. At this moment, Fong Ping began to bleed and provide it to the God Creation Envoy. Very quickly, he looked at Jiang Hao and said, "Let's go. If we stay here, they will definitely suspect us. Now go out and find the treasures. At the same time, disrupt their line of sight. Senior God Creation Envoy, get the Earth Emperor's avatar done as soon as possible." After saying that, Fong Ping grabbed out of the door. In the next moment, the fat cat that had been in a daze was caught by him. "Big cat, don't be lazy. Use your mentality and cooperate with Senior God Creation Envoy to seal off this place. Don't let the Earth Emperor's avatar's aura leak out." Fong Ping made arrangements one by one. The cat continued to lie down indifferently. It was too lazy to move. Whatever the liar, its spiritual force was strong, and the God Creation Envoy was also very strong. With one man and one cat working together to seal it, Hong Yu and the others would definitely not be able to discover anything unusual. At the same time, Hong Yu's heart stirred slightly. He seemed to have sensed something. Just as he was about to search in the direction of his senses, Fong Ping shot out of the heavenly battle palace, Jiang Hao following behind him. Fong Ping laughed loudly. "Hong Yu Li Zhu, have you found it? I asked you to find it first, but you can't even find it. You're really useless." As he said that, Fong Ping said casually, "There are a total of 81 tokens here. Don't worry, everyone. I, Fong Ping, will only need to find 30 to 50. I'll leave the rest to you. Of course, if I find all of them, I can buy them with money. I'm not a picky person. It's useless to have so many tokens. It's still worth spending money to buy a token to pass. Don't worry, everyone. I'll let you pass. Who asked me to be so kind?" Needless to say, after he said that, those who saw him coming out earlier, who were initially a little nervous, were not so nervous now. On the other side, Sky Arm laughed loudly. "Human King, if you buy it, how much will it cost?" His mentality was not too strong. He had not found anything until now. There were quite a lot of people on Chu Wu's side. There were a total of 7 people. Skyarm felt that his side might not be able to find the 7 tokens. If he could buy them, he would be willing to pay a small price. Everyone realized that if they passed the trial, they would be teleported to the same trial if they moved together. Of course, the prerequisite was that no one had passed this stage. Take Fong Ping and Jiang Hao, for example. Even if they teleported at the same time, the possibility of them entering the same checkpoint might not be high. This was because Jiang Hao had cleared more checkpoints than Fong Ping. Fong Ping might enter Annihilate Emperor and Spirit Emperor's checkpoints, but Jiang Hao would not. Skyarm wanted to gather as many beginner martial artists as possible. This way, you would have more confidence. Many cultivators from the Path of Origin had broken through to the 8th realm. On his side, other than him and the Underworld God, there was another cultivator who had broken through to the 8th realm. These were the only 3 people in the 3 realms who had broken past the 8th rank. The others were all in the Heavenly Grave Continent. As for the Origin, there were Heavenly King subduing King, Seal, God Creation Envoy, Hong Yu, Hunkin. Moreover, Sherpa, Li Zhu, King Qian, and Luan were all close to breaking through the 8 heavenly layer. The gap between their strengths was quite huge. Haha, if Senior Heavenly Arm wants it, can I ask for a higher price? Let's find it first. If it's not enough, then we'll talk about it later. As he spoke, Fong Ping looked at Jiang Hao. Jiang Hao nodded slightly and pointed in a direction. Fong Ping quickly broke through the air and blasted the void with a punch. With a rumble, vitality exploded in all directions. Fong Ping stretched out his hand and grabbed it. In the next moment, a golden wine cup appeared in his hand. Fong Ping said in surprise, "Did the Earthly Emperor move here? I was wondering why. Is this his wine cup?" At this moment, Hong Yu fixed his gaze on it. He frowned slightly and said slowly, "That's Father's favorite 100-dragon gilded cup in the past. The God-forging envoy was also an old hand. He had been to the Earth Palace many times. He did not forge it randomly. Instead, he created some items from the Earth Palace in the past based on his impression." Hong Yu recognized it at a glance. Moreover, he also felt his father's aura. There was almost no doubt. This was indeed the wine cup that his father used in the past. As for whether it was a real wine cup, or if his father had fabricated it out of thin air, he did not see it clearly. Fong Ping received it. At this moment, Fong Ping laughed and said, "That's too easy. I got one in one go." Indeed, some teleportation energy is attached to it. However, the keepsakes in this place have benefits. This one doesn't seem to have any. As Fong Ping said that, he said loudly, "Whoever found the keepsakes, if you can't find any benefits yourself, or if you feel that there are no benefits, you can trade with me. I'll also throw in some imperishable substances and origin energy. It's better than having benefits that you haven't found. I lack everything but these things. After all, the Earthly Emperor is only a projection. He might not have left anything good behind. Only a rich person like me can afford to trade with you." Fong Ping laughed and said, "Everyone, don't worry that I'll snatch the keepsakes. I only want benefits. I don't care if you guys pass the level or not. I'm rich and willful. Whoever finds it can trade for the keepsakes. Even if it's just a normal keepsake, it's okay. Who knows, there might be benefits in—" On the other side, Hong Yu frowned. Soon, Li Zhu arrived and sent a voice transmission. "What is this guy trying to do? I don't know. Let's wait and see." As expected, Jiang Hao knows how to look for it. But he also has a clue. It's hidden in the void. The search area has shrunk a lot. As he spoke, Fong Ping blasted the void with a punch again, grabbing another object in his hand. He laughed wildly. "That's too easy. Unfortunately, it seems like there's still no benefits. Hong Yu, does your father have any unique consummate skills? Emperor Nan's Vitality Augmentation Skill, Emperor Ren's Qualitative Change Method, Emperor North's Golden Body Technique, Emperor Baishan's Jade Bone Forging Method. I've learned all of them. Now, I'm just short of some higher-level consummate skills. If your father doesn't have them, I'm too lazy to waste my time learning them." Everyone was exhausted. Every time he mentioned a consummate cultivation method, everyone was so envious that they wanted to kill him. How many benefits did this guy get in the previous levels? Even Hong Yu felt helpless at this moment. He had heard of these unique cultivation methods before, but it was rare to see them. Fong Ping, on the other hand, had caught all of them in one fell swoop. Hong Yu was starting to wonder if all the tests he had passed earlier had been for nothing. This Fong Ping guy was too good at treasure hunting. He had also passed a few levels. Why did he not get so many good things? Now even he was a little concerned. Beside him, Li Zhu was a little jealous. He sent a voice transmission. Does Earthly Sovereign Senior have any unique skills? Hong Yu replied, My father's strength lies in his omnipotence. He doesn't have any unorthodox skills like the others, but my father's apocalyptic sword was one of the strongest combat techniques in the 3 realms in the past. The increase in combat strength is probably more than 20% at its peak. It's very compatible with my father. If we find the apocalyptic sword, we'll get a lot of rewards. You didn't learn it? When the emperors were alive, even their children would rarely be able to inherit their source battle techniques. I'm mainly worried that others will steal it and crack it. That's why I didn't learn this combat technique. Li Zhu was a little tempted. Even if the apocalyptic sword was not compatible with him, he should be able to gain a lot from studying it. Previously, he had learned a lot from Heavenly Emperor Zhan. Every martial emperor and extreme-grade venerable emperor had their own characteristics. Although Zhan had deep attainments in combat techniques, even Fong Ping's God-slaying saber technique had only been slightly optimized. It was not as terrifying as the increase of more than 20%. Gathering the strengths of hundreds of schools was a great reference for people like them. At this moment, the void trembled slightly. One of the catacombs' true gods looked delighted. In the next moment, a small token arrow appeared in his hand. At this moment, Hong Yu growled, Fong Ping, don't you dare. At this moment, Fong Ping had already broken through the air. He grabbed the token arrow and sensed it. It was made up of pure energy. As expected, it was not a physical object. Fong Ping did not say much. He threw the cup that he had gotten earlier over and smiled. Here's the cup. I won't take advantage of you. I'll give you some imperishable substance in exchange. Having said that, Fong Ping added, You're not allowed to teleport away now. Continue searching. If you find it, there will be benefits for you. I won't mistreat you. If you dare to teleport away, Hong Yu won't be able to protect you. Fong Ping was anxious. The God Creation Envoy had not finished making a fake avatar. This way, the real token could be teleported away. He had already sensed a trace of the power of the rule. However, it was fake. It had not been bestowed with the rule yet. It could not be teleported away. If it was discovered, it would be exposed. Of course, these people might not be able to discover anything. Perhaps they felt that they had not found the trick, which was why they could not teleport away. However, if the people from the catacombs discovered it, they would definitely show it to Hong Yu. They were afraid that Hong Yu and Li Zhu would find out. Very soon, Hong Yu broke through the air and arrived. He snorted coldly and looked at Fong Ping. His gaze was cold and harsh. Fong Ping, you've gone too far? Nonsense. I exchanged with him, not snatched it. Fong Ping rolled his eyes. He looked at the true god in front of him and said casually, You're that white tiger king, right? Did I exchange with you? I even gave you more benefits. Tell me, are you willing to exchange? As Fong Ping said that, he stared at him until the other party's face turned pale. Indeed, he did not lose out. Instead, he gained a lot of benefits. Fong Ping was considered generous. He gave a lot of imperishable substances, but Fong Ping did snatch it. However, how would he dare to say that now? Even if Hong Yu and Li Zhu were here, he was a true god. How would he dare to undermine Fong Ping? Did he want to die? Could it be that Hong Yu and Li Zhu would stay with him and protect him forever? He dared not make a sound. Hong Yu's expression was slightly gloomy. He knew that the others could not fight with this rascal. He reached out and grabbed the cup. Seeing that, Fong Ping taunted him directly. Trash. I exchanged for it. I'm still an enemy. I even gave more benefits. You, on the other hand, snatched your subordinates' good stuff. How can you be the master of the heavenly court? Look at you. Who would dare to work for you? Look at those who follow me, who didn't get any benefits. Those who follow you are all seeking death. They didn't see any benefits. Instead, a lot of them are seeking death. Hong Yu's expression was sullen. He had some thoughts earlier. If he got the keepsake, he might be able to teleport away. Of course, he did not want to leave so soon. However, after hearing what Fong Ping said, at this moment, there were still many catacombs powerhouses here. If he really took the keepsake, these people would probably be disheartened. Fong Ping's words were not lies. Those who followed him, Fong Ping, had indeed received great benefits. As for the heavenly court, a lot of them had died. Hong Yu checked the wine cup carefully. He looked at Fong Ping coldly and tossed the cup to the true god. He said in a low voice, "Not bad. Continue looking. Find more. Let's leave together." White Tiger King heaved a sigh of relief. He also wanted to clear the level. He was really afraid that Hong Yu would snatch it away. If he really took it away, he would not dare to say anything. At this moment, he was somewhat grateful to Fong Ping. If not for what Fong Ping said, Hong Yu might not have returned it to him. If that was the case, he could continue to clear the level. Clearing the level meant that there was hope. Moreover, he had some ideas in his mind. If he found a few more keepsakes, even if he could not get the benefits from the earthly sovereign, it would not matter. If Fong Ping snatched it away again and gave him some good stuff, it was actually not a bad idea. To true gods like them, the things that Fong Ping did not want were actually good things. Whether it was imperishable substances or origin chi, they were of great help to them. Of course, these thoughts were not known to outsiders. If Hong Yu and the others knew that they had such thoughts, they would have the heart to kill them. Although White Tiger King did not say it out loud, the martial artists in all directions more or less had the same thoughts in their minds. Fong Ping exchanged the keepsakes for them. He did not snatch them away by force. Fong Ping only wanted the good stuff left behind by the earthly sovereign. If they really found it, they might not be able to keep it. If Fong Ping snatched it away every time, it was actually not a bad idea to exchange it for some benefits. Hong Yu and Li Zhu were not fools. How could they not understand what these people were thinking? Li Zhu had also rushed over at this moment. His telepathic voice carried a hint of helplessness. This fellow did not snatch it away by force this time. The stuff left behind by the earthly sovereign might really be snatched away by him in the end, unless we find it ourselves. Otherwise, it's not easy for us to snatch it away from others. If it stays in their hands, Fong Ping will set his eyes on it sooner or later. Hong Yu was also helpless. There was no other way. He was not as rich as Fong Ping. However, Hong Yu still telepathically said, even if father left behind benefits, he would not have every keepsake. At most, he would have 3 to 5 keepsakes. The keepsakes that Fong Ping snatched away might not be the ones with benefits. The keepsakes that he handed over might not be worthless. That's why it's not considered a loss. This fellow thinks that he has a sharp eye, but I'm father's son after all. In the end, it's more likely that he will be at a disadvantage. Li Zhu could only comfort himself this way. Idiot! At this moment, Fong Ping was cursing in his heart. He had obtained a real keepsake. As long as it was real, there might be something good in it. He did not know what exactly the earthly sovereign had left behind. However, when the earthly sovereign's doppelganger dissipated, it must have left behind something that he thought was extremely important. If he took away all the keepsakes here, he would not be able to run away. Even if he could not find it now, he would find it in the future. At this moment, Fong Ping was still pretending to look around with Jiang Hao. After a while, he found 5 to 6 keepsakes. Of course, they were all fake. He had not found any of them yet. The reason why he was looking for so many was to snatch the keepsakes from others later. This was to prevent them from teleporting away because they were afraid that he would snatch them away. Rumble! A loud noise was heard. Fong Ping broke through the air and arrived. Looking at the beginner martial heavenly king who had broken through 6, he did not waste any time and threw out a fake keepsake casually, along with a large amount of imperishable substance. He laughed and said, "Exchange." Even if the origin sovereign left behind a cultivation technique, it won't be as helpful to you as the imperishable substance. This was already the 5th keepsake that he had exchanged for. These people were lucky to find these things frequently. On the other hand, Fong Ping and the other powerhouses did not find anything. This beginner martial Heavenly King glanced at Sky Arm in the distance. Sky Arm nodded slightly. This person did not say anything and quickly took away the things that Fong Ping had left behind. As for Fong Ping, when he took the item that he had left behind, his expression changed. Small wooden sword. This was one of the 3 treasures that Jiang Hao had mentioned. This person had actually found it. It seemed like it was not certain that these 3 treasures would be found by Hong Yu and the rest. Just as Fong Ping obtained the small wooden sword, in the distance, Combat Heavenly Palace trembled slightly. In the next moment, a wave of mentality swept over. The God Creation Envoy said excitedly, "It's done, kid. Now you can really pass off the fake as the real thing. Wait for a moment. I'll use a fake clone to sense the location of those keepsakes. Maybe I can find the location of all the keepsakes. I'll eliminate the teleportation force on the real keepsakes as soon as possible so that they can't leave even if they take it." Beautiful. Fong Ping was overjoyed. All the benefits from this round are mine. Fong Ping was delighted. At this moment, Hong Yu had also followed the direction of his senses and found a keepsake. It was a jade pendant, the earthly sovereign's personal jade pendant in the past. Of course, it was not a real thing. Hong Yu held it in his hand and frowned slightly. It seemed to be a little different from the few that he had come into contact with previously. When he held the previous few in his hand, he did not sense any special power. This one seemed to have a teleportation force. Just as he thought about it, the force dissipated instantly. Hong Yu frowned immediately. What was going on? At the same time, over there, the keepsakes in the hands of some people had more power, while the keepsakes in the hands of some people had less power. At this moment, Fong Ping smiled and said, "Everyone, I forgot to mention that not all the keepsakes here can teleport away. Some of the keepsakes don't have that kind of power. You guys check carefully. As for what I gave, I will try my best to use teleportation to exchange for your keepsakes." At this moment, a picture appeared in Fong Ping's mind. One by one, bright spots appeared. This was the distribution point of the real keepsakes sent by the God Creation Envoy. Fong Ping was delighted. Done. However, in the next moment, he cursed in his heart. Hong Yu had gotten a real one. So had Li Zhu. That old fellow Sky Arm had also hidden one. These guys were really good at hiding. This would not do. He had to take them all away later. There were not many real keepsakes, less than 20. At this moment, Fong Ping had already collected quite a lot. Some of them had not been discovered yet. Fong Ping quickly brought Jiang Hao around to search. He also threw some fake ones to confuse the others. Very quickly, Fong Ping collected 15 real keepsakes. There were still 3 left, a total of 18. The remaining ones were in the hands of those 3. With these 3, Fong Ping could reap all the benefits from this round. Sky Arm was still searching. At this moment, Fong Ping flew over and threw 3 keepsakes at him. He smiled and said, "Senior, your side has found 4 keepsakes. I'm afraid you can't leave all of them. You want to sell them to me? What do you want?" Before Sky Arm could finish, Fong Ping smiled and said, "I want the one you found, Senior." Sky Arm's expression stiffened. He cursed in his heart. This kid's eyes were really sharp. He had hidden one secretly and wanted to study it. He felt that this one was slightly different from the others. He did not expect Fong Ping to find it. Sky Arm was helpless. He did not want to fall out with Fong Ping. Moreover, he might not need the benefits from the earthly sovereign. Now that Fong Ping was willing to exchange 3 keepsakes, he did not say anything else. Very quickly, he threw a crystal ball. Fong Ping caught it in his hand, a smile on his face. He had obtained the 3 treasures that Jiang Hao mentioned, the small wooden sword and the crystal ball. He was only missing the jade pendant. Right now, Hong Yu and Li Zhu each had a real one. He had to take this away. Not only did he have to take these keepsakes, Fong Ping also had a plan to do something even bigger. He had to reap all the benefits from this round. As for what he was going to do, he was going to let the earthly sovereign's avatar do what the Batian Emperor did. It was fake anyway. If it was destroyed, so be it. However, he had to get Li Zhu and the others away first. Otherwise, they would be exposed easily. Fong Ping was delighted. Previously, Ironhead had forged jade bones. Should he give it a try this time? using the fake earthly sovereign to reap some benefits and run away. It was very beneficial for him. Chapter 13:22. Li Zhu and Hong Yu each took one of the tokens. Fong Ping would not give up on this. The power of the rules on the tokens of these two had already been extracted by the fake earthly sovereign. If these two were to rely on this, they would not be able to break through. However, on the catacomb side, quite a number of people had also gotten their hands on the tokens. Based on Fong Ping's understanding of them, it was highly likely that they would not give it to him. It was more likely that they would leave some people behind, and they would use someone else's token to leave this place. God Creation Envoy. Fong Ping transmitted his voice to the God Crafting Envoy and said quickly, "Seal the keepsake in the hands of the catacombs martial artists first. Don't let them break through." As soon as these words came out, the forging God envoys in the battle Heavenly Palace all sighed. Fong Ping, this bastard, could not be more evil. Now it could be said that this round was almost completely in their hands. Fong Ping had removed the rule power from the fake token. Those fellows who had exchanged tokens with him earlier could forget about leaving. As Fong Ping said that, he suddenly transmitted his voice again. God Creation Envoy, why don't we run first? Then let the fake earthly emperor explode and see if the rules will kill Hong Yu and the others. What do you think? Black-hearted. The God Creation Envoy sighed once again. Fong Ping was really black-hearted. He wanted to capture Li Zhu and the others in one fell swoop. However, the God Crafting Envoy still said, the rules of this place are mainly aimed at the martial warriors who have broken through to the outside of the checkpoint. As long as they stay inside, the rules will destroy the person who broke the rules, and they will not attack them. In other words, after the earthly sovereign's clone broke the rules and was destroyed, these people would not be affected. Unless these fellows were also stupid and broke the rules together with him. Of course, he would definitely suffer from some aftershocks. However, it shouldn't be a big problem for him to hold on for so long as he broke 8. The God Creation Envoy felt more and more that Fong Ping was black-hearted. This brat was also on the same side as him. Otherwise, he would have to be on tenterhooks. Fong Ping did whatever he wanted. He would con them however he wanted. How black-hearted. Over there, Li Zhu and Hong Yu met up. At this moment, the catacombs had a total of 15 people, and they had obtained a total of 8 tokens, 6 of which were fake, and the remaining 2 were real. Among these 8, 2 of them could not be teleported, and 2 of the 6 fake ones could not be teleported. Only 4 of the tokens had the power of teleportation. At this moment, the God-Forging Envoy had yet to cancel the power of the natural rules. Hong Yu waited for Tianji to arrive before sealing the area. He said, Li Zhu, did you notice anything wrong? Li Zhu nodded slightly, his eyes deep as he said, I found something. That Fong Ping guy is a little strange. As long as someone finds a token, no matter what it is, he has to get it and exchange it with his own. Li Zhu continued, I've observed him. For some of the tokens, he got them extremely fast. He didn't even have the time to examine them before exchanging them directly. At this moment, Li Zhu didn't realize that the token was fake. He guessed, does he have a way to tell which token has something left by the earthly emperor? Or does he know which token is useful? Li Zhu suspected that Fong Ping might have found out which token was useful. Therefore, Fong Ping realized that he did not need what he had obtained, so he did not keep any of them. Hong Yu responded softly. He had the same guess as well. He said softly, perhaps he hasn't found what he wants. Hong Yu suspected that the jade pendant he had obtained was what Fong Ping needed. That was because he could sense it. As for the other tokens, he could not sense them. Instead, Hong Yu said quickly, right now, we have a total of 6 tokens here. 4 of them can teleport people. He did not mention that he had obtained them. Li Zhu did not mention his own either. That way, there were only 6 of them. Among them, only 4 could teleport people. Since the catacombs' 3 heavenly kings were here, it was obvious that they wanted to clear the challenge. Not only them, but the others also wanted to clear the challenge. In that case, there was a huge gap. Hong Yu frowned slightly. Moreover, the tokens were found by others. He could force them to hand them over, But with Fong Ping around, he was worried that Fong Ping would cause trouble. Li Zhu understood his concerns. He smiled and said, "It's okay. The others want to clear the challenge for benefits, not for the final challenge. If you and I provide some treasures, we can naturally exchange for them. We won't disappoint them." Snatching them away directly was not feasible. They did not gather so many subordinates for fun, but to unify the three realms. If they were to break the hearts of the people now, it would not be worth it. If they gave some benefits in exchange for these things, the others would not reject it. The few of them were still discussing. Beside Fong Ping, Jiang Hao felt a headache coming on. What do we do now? The tokens are in the hands of these two. It's going to be very difficult to get them. At first, Fong Ping was still considering. Soon he humphed. What's so difficult about it? Cancel the teleportation ability of all their tokens. Tell them clearly that these tokens are useless. If they want to leave, they'll have to exchange with Li Zhu and Hong Yu's tokens. This, Jiang Hao looked at him in surprise. After a while, he smiled bitterly. Snatch? This should be considered as snatching. Fong Ping said nonchalantly, "At this point, everything is under our control." What's wrong with snatching? After saying that, Fong Ping clapped his hands. It was very loud. Fong Ping felt that it would be difficult to trick Li Zhu and Hong Yu into exchanging tokens. If that was the case, then he would not waste time. As the mastermind behind the scenes, he could not wait to reap the benefits. He did not have the time to chat and bluff with them. Fong Ping clapped his hands. Everyone looked in his direction. On the other side, Li Zhu and the rest stopped discussing and looked at Fong Ping. They also knew that there was something wrong with this round. Even the God Creation Envoy had not appeared yet. They did not know what they were doing in Combat Heavenly Palace. It looks like everyone has gained a lot. Fong Ping laughed. On the beginner side, all 7 of you have tokens. You're lucky. Skyarm smiled, feeling a little helpless. If you said you're lucky, then so be it. The catacombs won't do. There are only 8 tokens in total. It's not enough. When he said that, Tianji was slightly stunned. He looked at Li Zhu and Hong Yu. Li Zhu and Hong Yu looked at each other. Hong Yu's expression did not change. He chuckled. Fong Ping, you have a good eye. It's not a good eye. It's the tokens of this place. I know where they are. You and Li Zhu hid 1 each. How can I not know? Fong Ping sneered. Hong Yu and Tianji did not say anything. Fong Ping quickly found a large number of tokens. In fact, they had such suspicions. At this moment, Hong Yu wanted to curse in his heart. Did his father tell Jiang how where all the tokens were hidden? Did he have to do this? If that was the case, he might as well leave this to Jiang Hao. Fong Ping laughed again. I've seen the rest of the tokens. There's nothing I want. Li Zhu, Hong Yu, both of you hid 1 each. I haven't seen it yet. Same rules trade. I'll use mine to trade for yours. Li Zhu frowned slightly. He was a little unhappy. He said in a low voice, Fong Ping, don't you think you're being too overbearing? He did not want to trade with Fong Ping. What could Fong Ping do? At this moment, they had 4 tokens that could teleport them away. They did not need to trade with Fong Ping. That's how overbearing you are? Fong Ping sneered. He said disdainfully, if you don't want to trade, then don't leave. Do you think that since I can find the tokens, I'll give you a chance to leave as you please? Li Zhu and Hong Yu's expressions changed slightly. Fong Ping pointed at one of them. He said mildly, your token can't be teleported anymore. I said it. As soon as he said that, Li Zhu quickly reached out and grabbed that person. That person had a token in his hand. It could be teleported. They had sensed the power of teleportation earlier. However, at this moment, as soon as Li Zhu got it, his expression changed. He looked at Fong Ping, his expression darkening instantly. Hong Yu also quickly grabbed the other 3 people. I said it can't be teleported. I have a final say. Fong Ping pointed at the 3 people again, laughing loudly. The next moment, Hong Yu's expression changed too. They really couldn't be used anymore. Hong Yu's expression was livid. He looked at Fong Ping and said darkly, did you do something to these tokens? These tokens were all exchanged by Fong Ping previously. At this moment, Over at Chu Wu's side, Skyarm also checked it hurriedly. Then his expression relaxed slightly. Fong Ping smiled. Senior Skyarm, I'm a kind person. I'm always wholeheartedly to my allies. Although I can make it useless, I can't do this. As Fong Ping said that, he smiled again. Some of the tokens in the other people's hands can be teleported too. I haven't canceled the teleportation ability yet. If the catacombs snatch them away, then don't blame me for not being able to teleport. As soon as he finished speaking, a few martial artists from Medicine God Island teleported away immediately. They were afraid. On the other side, Divine Sex Tianbai also obtained a token. Without a word, he teleported away immediately. They were all afraid to stay with Fong Ping. They were afraid that they would be killed in the next moment. Those who could teleport had teleported away immediately. Chu Wu's side did not leave. The rest who could leave had already left. Li Zhu and Hong Yu's expressions became even more unpleasant. Fong Ping, what are you trying to do? Fong Ping said lazily. What am I trying to do? I don't want to do anything. I said, exchange 2 tokens for 2 that can be teleported away. That's generous, right? I'll give you a chance to continue challenging the levels. Hong Yu could no longer maintain his composure. He said angrily, those that you exchanged for previously, nonsense, we're enemies. Fong Ping said impatiently, did I exchange them with you guys? It's true, right? You could teleport back then, right? I only hid the fact that I can cancel the teleportation ability. This is my ability. If it were you, Hong Yu, you might cancel it right away. You didn't even negotiate. Why are you acting all high and mighty in front of me? I can use my ability however I want. You're not convinced? Fong Ping was disdainful. I made a fair deal earlier. Look at Tianbai and the rest. Didn't they leave directly? Senior Skyarm and the rest can leave any time they want. Did I attack them? I don't like you, and I attacked you. You're not convinced? Fong Ping mocked disdainful. He said lazily, are you going to exchange or not? If not, you can continue to stay in this level. I forgot to say, there are no other tokens. I've taken everything that should be taken. Hong Yu and Li Zhu were furious. For a moment, both of them wanted to fight Fong Ping and the rest. This was too much. Fong Ping was still lazy. He yawned and said, hurry up and decide. Otherwise, I'll leave. You guys can continue to stay in this level. It's okay. We might meet again in the final level. Isn't the tree still here? At this moment, Heavenly King, he said in a low voice, Human King, what about us? They had also exchanged a few with Fong Ping. In the end, they were all ineffective. Fong Ping seemed to have just remembered them. He chuckled. You guys, if you want to leave, that's fine too. How about spending some money? Although that was what he said, Fong Ping had no intention of letting them leave. He would just kill them directly. Heavenly King E and the rest were conspiring with the tree. He had to be careful of them working together. Hong Yu and the rest were enemies. Fong Ping was not afraid. He had never been afraid of enemies in the open. Everyone was open to being enemies. It was nothing. However, Heavenly King E and the rest were still dishonest, even after so many of them were killed last time. Fong Ping did not like these dishonest fellows. We'll talk about your matters later. Fong Ping saw that Heavenly King E seemed to want to say something more. He ignored him and looked at Hong Yu and Li Zhu. He said impatiently, Guys, what's your decision? Hong Yu took a deep breath and said coldly, Then don't even think about leaving. When breaking through the level, teleportation will take some time. Even if I can't stop you, and the weapon god envoy, Zhang Hao and Li Hansong can forget about leaving. Compromise again and again. Fong Ping was getting more and more insatiable. Moreover, even if they exchanged, who knew if Fong Ping would continue to play dirty tricks and cancel the teleportation ability? If that happened, it would be a wasted exchange. Li Zhu blushed and laughed. Fong Ping, actually, it's not impossible if you want to exchange. However, your credibility is not that trustworthy. Who knows if you will cancel the teleportation ability again? How about this? Let us teleport away first. We will pass the things to you later. You're awake? Fong Ping said in surprise. You're already so old. Why are you still so sleepy? Did you just wake up? Do you think I'm stupid? Or are you stupid? Li Zhu did not get angry. His smile faded a little, and he said softly, but we don't trust you. Nonsense. How about this? You leave the things on someone else, and you teleport away. Isn't that fine? Teleport away. I'll go get it myself. It's safe now, right? As he said that, Fong Ping chuckled. How about you leave it for Tianji? I said 1 for 1. We can exchange it for 2 teleportation tokens. You and Hong Yu will leave. Tianji will stay for the handover. How about that? When he said that, Tianji's face turned green. Stop kidding. He would leave even if he died. If he did not leave, he would die. He would not do it. Tianji looked at Hong Yu hurriedly, almost begging him. Don't do this. Don't give up on me. 2 teleportation tokens. Did this not mean that there were so many people, but only 2 could leave? The chances of him being left behind were very high. He did not want to stay here and die. Fong Ping saw that they were not speaking and was slightly impatient. He said again, all right, 3 for a trade. You 3 heavenly kings can leave. If the others want to leave, they can buy it with treasures. I have plenty of tokens. Hong Yu, Li Zhu, do you 2 have to fight me to the death? Hong Yu's heart ached. Did we have to go against you? You had to trick us. This bastard. If he did not take advantage of us, he would not budge no matter what. Who was more disgusting? At this moment, Li Zhu's voice rang beside his ear. Fong Ping wants our tokens. Obviously, there's something he wants inside. This token, I didn't find anything special. What about yours? There's something unusual, but I didn't discover anything. I'm afraid I'll need time or an opportunity to discover the anomaly. Li Zhu frowned. If that was the case, Fong Ping did know what was important and had to take it. What do we do now? Do we trade? We can't trade easily. Hong Yu said quickly, besides the 3 of us, there are 12 Heavenly Court martial artists. Hai Yu has already been killed. Heavenly Court has already suffered heavy losses. If they stay, will Fong Ping let them go? Also, Fong Ping must get these tokens. There must be something we don't know about. Hong Yu thought for a moment. My father's projection might have dissipated. He might have left something extremely important behind. It might even be related to the Emperor's path. Li Zhu was tempted, but he still had a headache. Then, do we just wait here? We still have 5 heavenly kings here. On Fong Ping's side, as long as Chu Wu does not interfere, they are no match for him. Li Zhu, think of a way to get rid of the Chu Wu side, or let them teleport away first. This way, Fong Ping's side will be the weaker side. As the 2 of them discussed, Fong Ping smiled. Are the 2 of you unwilling to give up? Fong Ping glanced at Sky Arm and the rest. He smiled. Senior Sky Arm, don't be in a hurry to leave. Do me a favor and intimidate them. Lest some people think that negotiations are not successful and attack by force. But don't worry, Senior. You don't have to do anything. Fong Ping chuckled. With the seniors around, these fellows won't dare to act rashly. I will get rid of them as soon as possible. He then said, forget it. Why don't the seniors leave with us? With so many heavenly kings leaving together, these fellows can only dream of stopping us. We're not trading. Let them play by themselves. Having said that, Fong Ping brought Zhang Hao and walked toward Chu Wu's side. He even gave Li Zhu and the rest a provocative look. He smiled. Come on, continue to stop them. We'll leave first. You guys have a good chat with the latecomers in this round. See you in the final round. Hong Yu really wanted to vomit blood. At this moment, they had no way to retaliate. To trade or not to trade. They could not leave even if they did not. Hong Yu exhaled and said softly, trade. However, I want 15 of them, and there won't be any other treasures. Fong Ping, you want to take away my father's inheritance. All we want is to pass the round. This is very fair. Having said that, he added, let the others leave first. Li Zhu, Tianji, and I will stay. It's not a problem to trade at the end. Fong Ping snorted and said disdainfully, come on, if the 3 heavenly kings stay, You think you won't have to worry about anything, right? When the time comes, you won't admit it and fight to the death with us. Fong Ping said disdainfully, I often use this trick. Hong Yu, you're too childish. At this moment, Li Zhu suddenly said coldly, the God Creation Envoy hasn't appeared and is hiding in Combat Heavenly Palace. I'm afraid it's not as simple as resting. Fong Ping, don't force us. What is the God Creation Envoy doing in Combat Heavenly Palace? Having said that, he and Hong Yu quickly flew toward Combat Heavenly Palace. Fong Ping did not care. He said lazily, don't tell me you guys think he's in closed-door cultivation? You guys go in and try. If you go in, there'll be no turning back. Having said that, Fong Ping looked at Heavenly Arm and the rest and said with a smile, I'll have to trouble you, senior. Just take Jiang Hao away later. These guys are unwilling to bleed, so I'll let them see blood. Having said that, Fong Ping threw Jiang Hao into the group of beginners. Heavenly Arm raised his eyebrows slightly and looked toward Combat Heavenly Palace. There was still Iron Fist. Li Han Song there. He was the one who brought that. Senior, don't worry. He's forged with jade bones. He won't die so easily. I still need him. At this moment, Fong Ping had already arrived at the entrance of Combat Heavenly Palace. Seeing that the two of them were unwilling to hand over the token, Fong Ping became impatient. He said coldly, I don't want to waste too much time in this round. 4 hours have passed. You guys have wasted too much of my time. If the two of you really want to continue, then continue. Let's see who can't bear the consequences. At this moment, the void suddenly trembled. Fong Ping was slightly stunned. Someone was coming? Who would come here at this time? At this moment, a skeleton descended from the sky. Yes, a skeleton. The skeleton seemed to have sensed the aura and instantly recovered its flesh. In the next moment, everyone recognized it. Hong Kuan, King Kuan, had actually broken through. His speed was not slow, but rather fast. Fong Ping and the rest had just broken through Celestial Emperor's round not long ago. Now King Kuan had actually broken through. The moment King Kuan saw Fong Ping, he roared angrily, Fong Ping, bastard. He had enough of Fong Ping. This bastard had caused him so much trouble in consecutive rounds. He did not want to become a skeleton just now. He was beaten up by Celestial Emperor. He fought with all his might for a long time. Finally, he fought until Celestial Emperor was a little exhausted and was hit by him instantly. He gained the upper hand and won that round. However, his injuries were not light. Not only that, he had consumed a lot of energy. Otherwise, his flesh would not have recovered after passing through the passage. At this moment, his aura was still unstable. This was a big loss. Now, however, Fong Ping was unscathed. Obviously, this bastard was having a good time. When Fong Ping saw Hong Kuan, he felt helpless. It seemed like, I have to use my big move. King Kuan came at the right time. If he did not use his big move now, these guys would not think that he was a coward. As expected, at this moment, Hong Yu's eyes lit up. Li Zhu also said quickly, King Kuan, the tokens for this round are all with Fong Ping. This is the Earthly Sovereign round. The treasures left behind by the Earthly Sovereign are all with Fong Ping. When he said that, King Kuan did not hesitate at all. He had enough of this bastard Fong Ping. At this moment, Fong Ping sighed. Hong Kuan, think about it. Leave on your own. I will give you a token to leave. Hand it all over. I will kill you today. King Kuan roared. He felt the aura of the Weapon God Envoy, but it was not very clear. However, the human powerhouses here should be Fong Ping and the Weapon God Envoy. If that was the case, he, Hong Yu, and the rest could definitely take care of them. As for those beginner martial artists, it was a little troublesome. As he was thinking, Fong Ping said, Senior Sky Arm, you can leave now. Sky Arm was stunned. In the next moment, his eyes moved. He nodded slightly and teleported away with Jiang Hao. King Kuan was also stunned. Not only King Kuan, but Li Zhu and Hong Yu's expressions also changed. Fong Ping was not the kind of person who would court death. Letting a beginner martial artist teleport away, this was, be careful, don't let them leave too. Hong Yu shouted in a low voice. He felt that Fong Ping and the others were preparing to leave directly, trapping them here. Li Zhu's scalp went numb. He shouted, "Quick, think of a way to leave." King Kuan, who had just arrived, also felt that something was wrong. He had suffered too much. Fong Ping suddenly let the beginner martial artist leave. He felt that something was wrong. In the blink of an eye, he teleported to the edge of the checkpoint and shouted, "Fong Ping, give me the token." He wanted to leave. F***CK. I won't take revenge anymore. He had just come out of the hell of the previous level. He did not want to encounter any more trouble. Fong Ping looked at him sympathetically and said gloomily, "You should have said so earlier. I thought you were going to fight to the death with me. I was just thinking that if you fought to the death with me, I would be in a lot of trouble." It's too late. He had already let the weapon god envoy activate. King Kuan, you should have said so earlier. I would have let you go. I would have continued to confront them. You, a broken 8, came here. Wasn't I worried that you would cause trouble? King Kuan's face turned purple. If that was the case, there was really trouble. Damn it, what bad luck did I have to encounter this bastard in a few checkpoints in a row? I was beaten half to death by Celestial Emperor Batian and rushed here. King, trick me again. Fong Ping. King Kuan's voice was a little shrill. On the other side, Heavenly King, he still did not understand Fong Ping's methods. At this moment, he was still a little confused and shocked. King Kuan was very similar to his father. Arrogant, domineering, and arrogant. He also cared a lot about his reputation. Outside, he had always paid attention to his image as a broken 8 Heavenly King, including his identity as a prince. He was one of the 8 kings back then. This was all King Kuan's capital to be arrogant. But now, why was his voice so sharp and weak? It seemed to be mixed with a little inexplicable grievance. Heavenly King, he suspected that he had heard wrongly. Why would a broken 8 powerhouse like King Kuan feel wronged? Moreover, Fong Ping did not seem to have done anything. Why was King Kuan running so fast? On the other side, King Kuan attacked the stronghold crazily. He wanted to escape. Damn, he felt that nothing good was going to happen. Even if there were rules outside the stronghold, he felt that it might not be more dangerous. He might as well just run away. At this moment, the sky suddenly darkened. A passageway appeared. It was not a teleportation passageway. Someone had made a move, directly breaking through the sky and absorbing an endless amount of life force. In the blink of an eye, another giant hand appeared in the sky. King Kuan almost roared in despair. F***CK, I really got tricked again. He was about to go crazy. Why did I come here now? Just this force alone made him feel that it was definitely not weaker than Celestial Emperor Batian. At this moment, Li Zhu also let out a long sigh, and then quickly shouted, "Quick, gather. Hongyu, protect the others." Damn it, they forged the earthly sovereign's projection. He could see it. At this moment, Li Zhu also wanted to vomit blood. Fong Ping, this lunatic, was he going to destroy this checkpoint and lure the rules completely? On the other side, the weapon god envoy carried Li Hansong and broke through the air. She quickly moved in front of Fong Ping and shouted, "Quick, protect us and hide." "Kid, didn't you say that you would only activate it before leaving? Why don't you leave quickly?" "I'm not leaving." Fong Ping gritted his teeth and said, "I'm going to drag it out with them. Even if I don't kill them, I'm going to take everything away." He was not leaving. He was still waiting for the earthly sovereign's avatar to absorb the benefits and forge his jade bones. If he left, where could he get the benefits? He had true blood in him. Even if the rules erupted, the damage he would suffer would definitely be less than the others. It was just a matter of who would die of exhaustion. "Fong Ping, let me go. I don't care about your business." King Kuan roared again. He was very smart. Almost in an instant, he had more or less figured out everything. It had nothing to do with him. "Let me go." You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.